everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is dissecting all of the latest comings and goings and pauses and firings and hirings from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Pump Rules. It's put on pause. Is this going to mean it's going to be canceled? What does LVP think? What's going on with Kyle? What's going on with Dorit? We're going to get into all of it. So before we do that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And as we go on, be sure to say hi in the chat box. Where are you listening from? What are your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this whole season? Drop it down in the box below. Let's have a really fun and lively chat, you guys. So let's start out with our first story. So PK and Dorit Kemsley are doing some damage control after the Daily Mail dropped the bomb that Dorit was allegedly put on blast by their producers. The rumor is the producer said to Dorit, "You will be demoted to a friend of if you do not tell the truth about the state of your marriage to PK. Has he moved out to a hotel? Are you guys separated? Are you getting divorced? You need to come clean." Don't forget, word on the street is that allegedly the producers told Kyle the same thing, except for she would be fired if she did not tell the truth about her relationship with Morgan Wade. But let's dive into the damage control that Dorit and PK are doing. All right, so this is according to Radar Online. It says Dorit Kemsley's marriage to PK is in a positive place, with the source connected to the couple telling RadarOnline.com that they are good and happy despite a false report he moved out of their marital home and into a Beverly Hills hotel. As the outlet exclusively reported, Dorit and PK still live under the same roof with their two kids, with an insider sharing there is no truth to the accusations he left their family mansion and as she faces demotion from housewife to a friend if she doesn't speak about their alleged marriage woes. Now, do I believe this? No. I think that the original report is true. I think PK did move out to a Beverly Hills hotel, but I think that has happened months ago. I don't think that is new for them. I think it's new for the producers who are now catching up, but I think that they have been living separate lives for a very long time. He's been in London, she's been in LA, and he's doing whatever he's doing, she's doing whatever she's doing. I think this is just damage control. My question is this, and I want to know what you guys think. If it is true that PK has moved out, and if it is true that the producers told Dorit, "You will be demoted if you do not tell the truth about your marriage," do we think that Dorit is now pulling a Robin by publicly lying and going against the producers' alleged warning? I kind of think she's going to have the same fate as Robin if she doesn't start telling the truth. And I also have a little video snippet from the finale of last season where Dorit is talking to Mauricio about PK, and then she talks about her marriage in the confessional. But I think the most telling part of this video is Kyle's face. It's a 28-second clip, so it's really quick, so I can play it twice. But I want you guys to really pay attention to the look on Kyle's face when Dorit is talking to her. I'll play it in a little bit. So Dorit addressed the relationship struggles last season, revealing her marriage was affected after she was allegedly robbed, was the victim of an armed robbery, let's say, inside her home while their children slept. The English businessman was overseas, how convenient, when the crime happened in 2022. PK has built a lucrative real estate company in London and even landed his own reality show selling super houses. Now, is his real estate company lucrative? I don't know. He did get a show, but that show has since been canceled. So they probably do need the money. Beverly Beach is not Beverly Beaching. She's not really designing anything. So yikes. I don't know. Also, word on the street is that the house they live in, they don't own it. I think only Dorit's name is on it, but they have other investors who are helping them get their home. They've also had multiple lawsuits against them for not paying their bills and gambling debts. So I don't like to count people's money, but because it's a part of this conversation about the housewives and it's relevant, it seems as though Dorit probably needs this Bravo check, and not just Dorit, but her children and PK as well. So we'll see. Also, you guys, something I was thinking was, you know how on the show there was the conversation with Dorit and PK about where would their children be going to school or not? And Dorit is saying, no, I want to homeschool the kids until they're like 14 or something. And PK is like, no, let's just send them to public school. My thought was this: if they have all of this money, right? They're on the Real House of Beverly Hills. He's this real estate mogul. He has TV shows. She's, designered all the way out. If they have all of this money, how come the question of putting their children in private school never came up? I think the reason why their children are not in private school is because they probably can't afford it. And I think Dorit is fearful, which, to be honest, is a genuine fear given the state of our country, of putting her children in public school. And not that bad things don't happen at private schools. Of course they do. I'm not saying they don't, but private mass, you know what I'm saying, pew-pews versus public mass pew-pews are very different. So I think the reason why Dorit wants to homeschool her kids is because she's fearful of putting them in public school, but she can't afford private school. And I bet you the tutor that she has come to tutor them is probably way, way cheaper than sending her 2 children to private school in Los Angeles, which, as we know, Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, the Valley, South or Southern California in general, same with like the Northeast, whether it's like Connecticut or New York, private school is out of the butt expensive. So I think that's another reason why they've been having these troubles and this tension. I think the majority of their reason is financial. I think the fact that PK had all these lawsuits, I think with the alleged insurance scams, again, that's just an allegation. We're not saying that's a fact. With not being able to provide a certain lifestyle for her children, I think she's using the PTSD and the home invasions as an excuse as to why she wants to homeschool her children, where I think, again, this is just my opinion based on everything that we've seen, I think the real reason is they can't afford private school. And I think that the finances, I think Dorit wants to cut bait. I think she wants to get a guy who has real money. I think she wants to get a guy who is younger and probably is more conventionally fit and attractive than PK is. I'm not knocking anybody's body by any means. I'm just saying, like, conventionally, more hot as like a dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think all of that is going on and all of that is baked in. I think that this whole source to radar online is nothing but damage control. But my prediction is, if the initial report is true, that the producers are saying you need to be honest about your life, and then we're getting reports on a source, aka Dorit herself or Dorit's publicist, saying that those aren't true, I think this is going to blow up in her face. It's going to have the Robin effect. I coined this in another video. It's the Robin Dixon fraud effect. I think the producers are calling everybody to task now. So I think that's kind of what's going on here. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that PK and Dorit are good? Erica Jane, even at BravoCon last year, was like, they're going to be the next couple to get divorced and split up. We saw them go through it this season. There's the Mauricio cheating allegations. We can't forget about that. PK was also spot not wearing his wedding ring. He's been out here dipping it and doing it. And we've heard about him living in a hotel for months now. But I do want to show that clip I mentioned. It's 28 seconds, so I'll play it twice, you guys. I'll loop it. And watch Dorit and Mauricio talk, and then Dorit's going to have her moment. But really look at Kyle's face when Dorit and Mauricio are talking. Really look at her face, and I think that's going to be very, very telling.
Where's PK? I think my main takeaway from this year is that PK and I have a lot of work to do. Where's PK? I think my main takeaway from this year is that PK and I have a lot of work to do. No matter how hard I try, it feels like he's never going to take me seriously and be as present as I need him to be when I need him. And maybe he'll never change. But do I have to accept that he won't? Can I don't know. Where's PK? I think my main takeaway from this year is that PK and I have a lot of work to do. No matter how hard I try, it feels like he's never going to take me seriously and be as present as I need him to be when I need him. And maybe he'll never change. But do I have to accept that he won't? Can I don't know.
I mean, I think that speaks for it all. And if you guys are watching this on the replay and the video doesn't play, it's because NBC asked me to take it down. Hopefully they don't. They haven't been flagging in a while, so fingers crossed. But just in case you watch on the replay and there's no video, that is why. But since you guys are watching live, you definitely get to see it. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think about that. And also, I think a good question is, what do we think about the state of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in general? I'm personally kind of sick of all of these, stories coming out about these actresses, Bette Midler, Chelsea Handler, all these weird people who they keep saying might be joining the show, Tori Spelling, which is all a bunch of BS. I'm just like, just tell us who the new housewives are. Hopefully, I hope that they are unknowns. And by that, I mean, I don't want an actress. I don't want another reality star. I don't want a TV soap star. I want an unknown. I want a rich woman, preferably who is married and is just living her rich, wealthy wife life. She's not hustling. She can have a cute side gig. That's cool. But she's not hustling out here. She's not coming on the show to be divorced. And she's not bitter and angry. And she's not broke. Like, bravo, can you just do that? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's move on to our next story, which is all about Kyle Richards' daughter. And there are more information being leaked about, Farrah's $1 million robbery worth of items stole during her burglary. This is very, very reminiscent of her mother's burglary in her house. Family heirlooms, things that her grandmother gave her, stuff that's priceless, blah, 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 blah. All of this jewelry and bags broken into in broad daylight. Again, I don't want to sound cynical, but at the same time, it just seems a little reminiscent of Kyle's house being broken into, Dorit's house being broken into, insurance payouts, still having things after that. Who knows? But let's dive into a little bit more of the details that is being spilled about what happened to Farrah. But with all that being said, I'm being a little cheeky, I'm being a little sarcastic, but in reality, I am happy that everyone is safe. If this burglary is real or not, because you never know how certain schemes go. Either way, I am happy that everybody is safe and no one was harmed, even if I am, being a little cheeky and giving her a little bit of a nudge. Playful. Okay, so this is from Reality Blurb. It says, Farrah was reportedly robbed of $1 million worth of her belongings, or Farrah. I always say her name incorrectly. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm human. It's Farrah, right? Farrah or Farrah? Farrah. Farrah was reportedly robbed of $1 million worth of her belongings when thieves targeted her Los Angeles home with a break-in last Tuesday afternoon. days after it was revealed that the 35-year-old Buying Beverly Hills cast member and daughter of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards had been hit with a home robbery, sources have confirmed the alleged value of what was taken along with what the thieves got away with. I mean, that's a pretty quick assessment if you ask me, but hey. According to an April 30th report from TMZ, law enforcement sources have confirmed that the break-in is being investigated by the LASD Major Crimes Unit, and it did not appear that Farrah's home was targeted. Instead, it is believed that the robbery, which took place when Farrah was not home, may have been conducted by a group of South American burglars. You guys, we done heard it all now. So allegedly, the story is her house was randomly broken into by a bunch of South American burglars. At least it's not two scary black guys in hoodies. At least we've moved on from that trope. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, but this break-in gets fishier and fishier and fishier. Is it the same people who broke into her mom's house who called Kyle from jail being like, hey, if you send me some money, you can go to my grandmother's house and get all your stuff back because I'm the person who broke into your house and I kept all of your belongings in my grandmother's house. And now that I'm arrested and now that I'm in jail, send me some money. You can go get your stuff. Because that story made zero sense in the world of sensing. Like, in what world would a person in jail call you from jail on a recorded line? A, how did they get your phone number? And B, wouldn't you just go down to the police station and say, hey, officer, the person in jail block A just called me and told me they had my stolen millions and billions of dollars, my Birkins and my bags and my mother's heirloom jewelry in their grandmother's basement. Let's go get it. Wouldn't anybody in their rational mind do that if that story had any type of sense to it? Kind of like this story. All of a sudden, Farrah's home is just sitting there, and these group of South American burglars just so happened upon her house. Come on. The outlet went on to say that the thieves stole sentimental and super expensive jewelry, Hermes bags, designer luggage, high-end watches, and other luxury goods. Doesn't that also sound very familiar? Sentimental jewelry, expensive stuff, all the bags, everything I own. While no particulars were given, sources shared that some of the jewelry taken from Farrah's home was passed down from her stepfather, Mauricio Umansky's family. So now now it's the stepfather Mauricio's family's jewelry. They really like to keep it in the family, don't they? I feel like her own father was like, keep me out of these shenanigans. Keep me out of these shenanigans. And Mauricio was like, go ahead. Maybe I can get some insurance money too, allegedly. It was also noted that Farrah, whom Kyle shares with her first husband, was robbed of gifts from her parents, including high school and college graduation gifts and a 21st birthday present. As Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans will recall, Kyle and her now estranged husband, Mauricio, were also robbed of around $1 million worth of their belongings when their $8.2 million Encino home was targeted in 2017. So mother and daughter just so happened to lose $1 million of essentially the same exact type of items. It was just devastating. I'm very grateful that we're all okay, Kyle shared with Bravo's The Daily Dish after the break-in. I keep telling myself these are just things, they are, but it still really hurts a lot. My mom left me these things she had collected her whole life, passed those on to me, and I wanted to pass those on to my 4 daughters. Kyle then noted that everything her mother had left her had been taken. But side note, didn't we see Kyle wearing rings that from her mother after the break-in? Did she just happen to have all of those rings with her in Aspen? Or like Garcelle said, she doesn't notice jewelry. It's just the fact that after Dorit's home robbery, she still had hers. Kyle still has jewelry and handbags and is wearing them. Dorit still has jewelry and handbags. Now all of a sudden Farrah's house was not actually targeted, but a group of South American burglars just so happened to know how exactly to get into her house, how to exactly cut off her Wi-Fi, because don't forget, her Wi-Fi being cutting off any videos that was reported before. So, and I don't know why cutting off the Wi-Fi would cut off the video. I think, wouldn't Wi-Fi only cut off streaming of the video, but not actually the taping of the video? I don't know. I mean, I don't work in security. Somebody needs to call Teddy Mellencamp's husband and ask him this stuff. But I am one to think that if the Wi-Fi is cut off, that means you couldn't stream it, but there still should be a copy of it, because I'm pretty sure we had video surveillance cameras before we had Wi-Fi, right? Before the invention of Wi-Fi, we had surveillance cameras. That's why we have footage of stuff from back in the day. Pretty sure, right? That's just me. So this group of South American burglars just so happened to know that this house had millions of dollars of family heirlooms, Birkin bags, Hermes, all this stuff, how to get into the house, where the stuff was, knowing that nobody was home. It just so happened to be the house of a single woman and nobody was home. No dogs, no husband, no big brother, no father, no extra people. And they just so happen to know how and where to cut off the Wi-Fi. Is this the same group of South American burglars who went to Dorit's house and was so kind to her, where they just said, show us your stuff? And she went around and she showed them all the stuff and she put it in a nice little bag for them. She even wrapped it up, put it in a little baggie for them. And they were so nice and kind. They left the house and they left her very expensive iPhone, or whatever type of phone she has. Pretty sure it's an iPhone, very expensive phone with all of the contacts, particularly 911, just so happened to very politely place it down unharmed right by the gate as they so very politely leave the house. And then we also saw the video surveillance of the alleged robbers at Dorit's house. They were so calm and collected. They were more like landscapers or gardeners or, architects. They came over and like, oh, look at this, look at that. Nothing was broken. It wasn't a smash and grab. Nothing, it was fine. Everything was just easy. They just kind of walked in, talked to her. She showed them the stuff, put it in the stuff, and they left her the thing. These are the most friendly, tropical South American. These are the most friendly, accommodating, and also very psychic burglars that it just so happens this group of South American burglars knew all of this about Farrah's house. We have psychic burglars and we have the nicest and kindest burglars. Like, people you will rob a person just for their phone. Just for their phone. You will get bopped across your head just for your phone. Walking down the street or you're on the subway, somebody will bop you in your face and snatch your phone. You're going to tell me that people who broke into your house allegedly armed, ready to take everything they had, ready to take your life and your children's life, were all of a sudden just became these angels that decided to give you back a phone that a burglar would typically what? Rob? Right. And my question is this. Why is it when normal, nice people have bad things happen to them, like a car accident or being stolen from, insurance companies will do everything in their freaking power to nickel and dime you and not give you anything, even though they know you are a victim, even they know you're injured, even though they know you've been stolen from. But yet these fraudulent people, they are like, oh, here's your $2.3 million payout. That makes sense. Oh, here's your $1 million payout. Yep, here you go. But when you get your average person out there who actually needs their insurance money, it is like dealing with the devil. They are so nice to you when you get your insurance, but when you actually need it, all of a sudden, it's like it's their money. It's insane. It is insane to me. Where are the police? Where are the investigators? Where are the insurance people? Because this doesn't make any sense. And also, how did the investigators know it was a group of South American robbers? What? What? Where did that even come from? What? It just makes zero, 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 zero sense. Absolutely none. But I will be definitely watching, you know, where this plays out, where this goes. You know, in a couple of months, we'll do a Candy Cane deep dive into the validity of this, you know, house being broken into. And I said it in a previous video, but I'll say it again. To be honest with you, my biggest red flag in this whole situation, it's not that the burglars are South American. It's not that the police are claiming this wasn't targeted, but yet the robbers knew exactly where to get all the stuff. Nobody was home, how to cut off the Wi-Fi. That's a lot of very specific information to say that this was a random burglary. That doesn't make any sense to me. I live in my house and I still don't know how to turn off the Wi-Fi, and I live here. So you're going to tell me South American burglars walked off the street and knew how to do it? Stop lying. That it's the same exact amount as her mother's. I don't know if maybe that's like a certain insurance package cutoff. You know, maybe it's the $1 million mark. I don't know. Maybe anything over $1 million, it's a different package because you can get different insurance packages. Like, you know, I don't know, but it's alarming to me that it's basically a copycat of exactly what happened to her mother. Pretty much a copycat case. All of that aside, my biggest red flag that there's a fly in the milk, that this isn't right, is how calm Kyle is about this entire situation. Kyle is way too cool, calm, and collected. Farrah's fine. We're all okay. Everything's cool. Like, is she breaking down on her Amazon lives? Kyle literally has a conniption over anything. Having to cross the street, Kyle is having a panic attack. You know, having to pick her Starbucks, you know, drink in line under pressure. She's having an anxiety attack. Kyle can't make a decision. She can't do anything. She acts like she's so frantic all the time. Like, the fact that her daughter's home was broken into and she is so chill, it is to me the same exact way PK is about Dorit when he's like, you don't have PTSD. This is ridiculous. This is completely bogus. Because I think PK is like, but Bubba, you know, but Dorit, you knew we made this up for the insurance money. You knew you were not actually in danger. I had the guy leave your phone at the gate. What's wrong? What do you mean you have PTSD? The scam worked. I paid off all my gambling debts. The insurance company gave us $2.3 million, the exact amount I needed to pay off my $2.3 million gambling debt. I was able to do that. The police aren't investigating. I paid some people off. The insurance company isn't investigating. I paid some people off. You guys, I'm being facetious. This is all alleged. Paid some people off. We're in the clear, baby. Like, why are you pretending to have PTSD? I don't get it. That's the same vibe with to me with Kyle, who literally will eat a napkin if she has to like have any confrontation, being like, oh, she's fine, we're good, and we're hearing nothing about it. Same energy, same vibe. To me, it all feels like the call is coming from inside the house. It's an inside job, folks. That's just how I feel about it. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. It's crazy. It's crazy. Chocolate Chunks' phone equals tracking device. Well, yes and no. People steal phones all the time. All the time, people steal phones. He could have stolen the phone and taken out the SIM card or taken out anything or turned the phone off. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have broken the phone so she couldn't call 911. You know, I just don't think that a robber who she is claiming came into her house with her children and allegedly were armed and she was fearful that they were going to take her life and her children's life, would leave her phone so delicately by the thing. If I'm a robber and I'm worried about it being a tracking device, I'm going to break the phone. So she can't call anybody. She can't call the police. So I have more time to get away. Or I'm taking the phone and I'm turning it off and I'm going to wipe the phone, factory settings, and I'm going to sell it because I'm a thief and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's all good, chocolate chunks. And thank you for being a channel member. No, I just saw your comment, and it was good to play devil's advocate because it was good to like have the other side to it. So I appreciate your comment. It was a good comment, and I appreciate it was good. You know, it's a good point to make. But I'm just thinking like, if I really am this robber breaking into people's houses when their children are sleeping and I am armed, I think the very last thing I'm going to do is leave the person I am robbing their phone to call 911 on me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, oof, you guys. I see everybody in the chat. I can't wait to take my candy cane questions and comments. Put it down below. And as always, you guys, let me know what you guys think. To me, the math ain't mathin'. I think Kyle's robberies, Farrah's robberies, Dorit's robberies, there's something not really working with this. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. At the end of the day, I'm happy everybody is safe. Whether these are insurance scams or not, again, alleged, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm happy that everybody is safe. So with that, you guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So let's move on to our next story. Let's talk about, what do we want to do? Let's do trouble in paradise. So word on the street is that there is a rift between Kyle and her alleged, girlfriend, BFF, whatever you want to call it. Who the hell knows? You guys know I never bought the whole Kyle and Morgan Wade actually being in a sexual romantic relationship. I've always felt it was PR, mainly PR for Morgan. I feel like Kyle Richards really was going through it. She really did hear Morgan's music and did reach out because Kyle is kind of stalkery, creepy that way. I think all of that is true. But then I think when Morgan Wade and her friends and her, more importantly, her team, like her PR people, her agent, realized who Kyle Richards was, Bravo TV, NBC, the Housewives, the Hiltons, Paris, all of that, I think they saw it as an opportunity to make money, clicks and views, brand awareness, merchandise, touring, ticket sales, all of that. Morgan Wade being with Kyle really put her on the map. Sure, she was a singer and she was doing her thing, and I'm not knocking that by any means. You have a dream, go out and get it, boo-boo. But what I'm saying is there is no way to deny, it is like a fact that Morgan Wade is, quote, the Morgan Wade that everybody knows now because of her proximity to Kyle Richards. I'm not saying she never would have became a star, but the way in which she became a star, however you want to define star, is through Kyle Richards. There's no way in hell I would ever be talking about or know the name of Morgan Wade except for the fact that she was associated with Kyle Richards. And I think that's the majority, and I think that's true for the majority of people who know Morgan Wade. And that's not taking anything away from her. It's just how the game is played. You are a lesser, quote, star. One way to rise is to be attached to a bigger star. It's just how it is. All right, now let's dive into this. So apparently there is a rift between Morgan and Kyle. Don't forget that this is on the heels of the report that came out that producers are allegedly telling Kyle, we are going to fire you from the show if you do not bring Morgan on the show and be honest about whatever is going on with your relationship. Is it sexual? Is it romantic? Is it just friends? Whatever the hell it is, you need to be honest about it. Because again, I coined, this is the Robin Dixon fraud effect. The producers, the executives, casting, I personally think that they are tired of looking stupid because these housewives are out here living these two separate lives. They have all this juicy stuff going on social media, on the blogs. We're all talking about it. And then they're pretending to have one life on the screen. And I think the producers are tired of looking played, basically. Anyway, according to a fan submission, Morgan Wade, this is from Reality Blurb. According to a fan submission, Morgan Wade allegedly revealed that she and Kyle Richards haven't spoken in a long time, and she didn't know where she was. At the recent Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, Kyle shared that she didn't know if she could see herself being with Morgan romantically, though fans have speculated to the contrary. Earlier this year, Morgan wiped all traces of Kyle on Instagram, leading viewers to believe they fell out. Kyle is currently separated from her husband, Mauricio Umansky, though she's uncertain about their future. Okay, let's break that one down real quick. Again, right after the reunion aired, i.e., their PR contract was over, Morgan wipes her entire Instagram of almost everything and also including all of Kyle. Of course, their PR statement is, oh, she's just promoting her music. A lot of artists do that. Blah, blah, blah. Get out of here. I personally think the PR contract was over. I think Kyle was regretting how far she went with her separation with Mauricio. I still think she's mad at him. I still think they have issues to work out. But I think at that point, Kyle wanted Mauricio back. And I think the PR relationship was over. But because of the fan speculation, because of potential backlash of them splitting at that particular time, everyone's like, oh, is this a PR contract? Was it fake? And I'm like, yeah, you guys, we've been talking about this the entire time. But I think that their PR people and their team didn't want the backlash. That's when we got photos of them together all of a sudden. But Kyle already let it out of the bag when she was on Jeff Lewis, basically being like, Morgan is just one of my friends and she's just one person I text in the morning. Like, it's really not that deep or that serious. It's basically what Kyle said about Morgan. Like, she's just a chick I know, pretty much. Changing her tune on Jeff Lewis. This is all after the season's wrapped. This is all after all the episodes have aired and the reunion has wrapped. Very, very suspicious timing, right? Then we get them kind of hanging out again a little bit here and there. Again, I think those are just paparazzi shots that they call on themselves because they didn't want any negative backlash of the timing of the ending of their, quote, friendship or relationship or whatever you want to call it. Because everyone was like, oh, she was only doing it for a storyline. She was lying, all of that. I actually don't think Kyle was doing everything with Morgan for a storyline. I think Kyle really, like in her actual real mind and life, was truly going through a crisis. I think when her friend took her own life, I think the state of her marriage, I think maybe midlife crisis, maybe a later midlife crisis was kicking in. I think that Kyle truly in her own life was truly going through it mentally and emotionally and physically and everything else. Because, with her eating and the, working out and losing the weight and then not drinking, I think Kyle really was going through it. So I don't think that she was using Morgan for a storyline, but I don't think that her relationship with Morgan was actually sexual. But I think she played it up and played into it for clout and for clicks and for attention, which of course would then feed into a storyline, if that makes sense. This is kind of where I land on that. Okay. A fan recently claimed to have approached Morgan in public and asked her about Kyle. Morgan Wade was on the streets of Bloomington, Illinois, said the fan in a submission to Dumois. And she said, I had zero chill and asked her where Kyle was. She said she hadn't talked in a long time and she didn't know where she was. The fan went on and saying, she's so tiny. Meanwhile, Kyle shared a photo of herself at what appeared to be a concert with her estranged husband Mauricio and their daughters. In the photo, the family had their arms locked around each other. So they're all at a concert. Maybe this is either Coachella or Stagecoach or something like that. It's very, very cute. In another pic on her Instagram stories, Kyle took a selfie with two of her daughters and Melissa Platt, an employee at Mauricio's real estate firm, co-star on his show Buying Beverly Hills. I really like Melissa. If you guys watch the show, I really like her. So basically, Morgan is like, I haven't seen Kyle in a long time. I don't know where she is. Kyle is now posting pics of her and Mauricio and the kids doing very family fun stuff, hanging out at Coachella or Stagecoach or country, whatever the hell it is, and having fun and hanging out, doing family stuff. Now, this is the thing. I do think that at this point in time, Kyle wants her marriage back. And I think the ball is in Mauricio's court because it was either on I think it was Buying Beverly Hills or in some interview, but Mauricio was talking about, whether or not he's going to move out of the house because they were still living together. And he was like, well, like if anyone would move, like I would move out and we would see if like if I like miss her and like want it back, and I'm now where she was a couple of months ago. This is what I think happened in their marriage. Disclaimer, I am not a therapist. I am not a relationship coach. I'm just a chick who watches reality TV. Okay? But this is what I think happened in their marriage. This is what I think happened. I think Kyle had a true breakdown crisis in her life. I think she had so many things in her life crumbling at the same time. The death of her friend, her husband being booked and busy, not prioritizing her, feeling like she's being taken for granted, which I think for Mauricio, that is business as usual. I think that has always been the dynamic of their relationship, where he takes precedent, his priorities, his business, what he wants to do. And Kyle has always been a very supportive, ride or die for her husband, right? So I think Mauricio was just booked and busy, business as usual. This is how we do things. We're doing it. Where I think Kyle maybe turned a certain age, I think she's maybe like 54, 55 now, midlife crisis time kind of kicks in. Her friend passes away suddenly and very tragically in a very traumatic way. She's beefing with her family, with Kathy. There's a rumor that her best friend Dorit is having sex with her husband Mauricio. That's a lot to handle with anybody. I like to clown Kyle, vile Kyle, and all that stuff, but she's still a human being. So I do think Kyle in her life was going through crisis. And I think that her husband profoundly failed her. I think he didn't really take it as seriously as it was. And I think that he just continued business as usual when she needed something different. She needed the dynamic to change. She needed him to be there for her, which is a dynamic I don't think they've ever really had. And so then that led her to rebelling against everything, because that's what happens when you're in crisis. Before you get to your healing stage, you have that rebellion stage where you are angry, you are mad, you're pushing buttons, you're pushing boundaries, you're acting out. So that's why we get Kyle with the tattoos, with Morgan Wade, with losing weight, with not drinking, with cutting off friends and all of this stuff, and doing the absolute most. She is rebelling, she is burning it down, she's breaking it all down, which oftentimes is needed. Sometimes you got to break it to rebuild it, right? So she's in that phase. But as you get through that phase, which you should, because the problem is you don't ever want to be stuck in a phase. You don't want to be stuck in rebellion. You don't want to be stuck in your anger. It's okay to move through it, but you don't want to be stuck in it. So I think the more that Kyle moves through it, the healthier she gets, the more settled she gets, the more she heals. She kind of probably realizes, well, wait a minute, I didn't really want to burn the whole house down. And I want my marriage and my husband back. But then you have Mauricio over here, who now is like confused and is now himself resentful and pissed off and probably going through his own crisis. His whole company is moving so fast. He has a new reality TV show, all of these cheating allegations. Now he's having Dancing with the Stars opportunities he's never had before. And then Kyle hasn't been there for him the way that he's always assumed she would be, because she always has been. And that is a bit of taking her for granted, right? So now he's like, well, wait a minute, you burned down the house. I don't know if I want to rebuild this house with you. And so that's where I think it comes in, where he's like, well, I would be the one to move out, and I would be the one to decide if I miss her and, get this back together. And to be honest with you, it's pretty freaking textbook. what's going on between these two. I personally want to know, just because I'm nosy and they're on a reality TV about their marriage and their lives. What was Kyle talking about when she said he did something and all the trust was gone? Because you could tell whatever it is, she had such disgust and disdain for him. I'm like, I want to know what it was. I know what I think it is. I've said it in other videos, but I want to know what it really is because she had so much vitriol and she was like, it's nobody's effing business. Excuse me, miss. It actually is. Aren't you on a reunion stage for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Isn't that literally what your job is? So actually it is my business. Just it is actually my business. But I want to know what it was. Like, I want to know what that breaking point was. But that's where I think it is for them. I think that Kyle wants to rebuild, but I think he's now at the point where he's like, well, maybe we really should just break up and separate. I don't know why. I've always said this. I think they won't ever divorce. I think they will ultimately get back together. It might take more time than I thought, but I think ultimately they will end up together. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. I don't really know these people. But put it down below. As always, let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about right after the report comes out that the producers are like, Kyle, you're getting fired if you don't talk about Morgan Wade. All of a sudden, Morgan Wade is telling people, I haven't talked to Kyle in a long time. I don't even know where she is. And Kyle is posting family pics with her and Mauricio. I see them getting back together, but I think it'll play out more so. My prediction is season 3 or 4 of Buying Beverly Hills. I think we will have the reconciliation arc of Mauricio and Kyle. I don't think we'll get the reconciliation arc this season of Real Housewives. I think season 3 or 4 of Buying Beverly Hills, that's where I actually think we'll get the reconciliation arc between these two. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So speaking of things breaking up to make up, apparently Vanderpump Rules is put on pause. Now, to be honest with you, I think this is the right choice. Actually, I'm lying. To be honest with you, I think they should just go ahead and cancel it. You know what I'm saying? I think they just need to go ahead and cancel it. But let's see what they're saying, and then we'll dive into what I think is going on here with everyone and everything. Like, just go on and let the show go at this point. Okay. So this is according to Deadline, which is like a legit publication. It says, as Vanderpump Rules Season 11 starts wrapping up on Bravo, Deadline has learned that production for Season 12 has been delayed. A source close to the cast confirmed that the show would not be filming this summer, breaking the production schedule's norm. The show had traditionally picked up production during the summer months to coincide with gay pride events in West Hollywood, a weekend where Lisa Vanderpump's establishments like Sir and Tom Tom get a lot of foot traffic. TMZ, which first reported the news, states that one reason for the hiatus is to give the cast a break following the fallout from Scandival. The cast has been divided in the aftermath of the affair that had Tom Sandoval cheating on longtime girlfriend Ariana Madix with her best friend Rachel Leviss. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Rachel was Ariana's best friend, but I do think that they were friends. Let me stop being petty. Okay, let me keep going. Season 11 picked up filming right after those events, and the group was heavily fractured, not allowing them time to process the events amid the intense reactions from the real world as everything played out in front of the cameras. Another potential reason for the break is to hold off on Ariana's return from Fiji, where she will be hosting Love Island Season 6. Earlier this year, Madix was announced as a new host of the Peacock dating competition, replacing Sarah Hyland. According to our sources, the spinoff The Valley will not be affected by the Vanderpump Rules hiatus and will continue on its projected production schedule. So that's a spoiler. We know that The Valley is getting a season 2, which I honestly think is like a duh. Of course it is. Let me break there. A couple of things. Number one, I think either canceling Vanderpump Rules, they should just go out and cancel it. But fine, go ahead, take a pause. I also think the reason why the Valley isn't affected is because I bet you Lala and Sheena are going to join the cast of the Valley. So they will be taping that show instead of taping Vanderpump Rules. They could, of course, always tape at the same time, which they have been because we see it. We see Jax on Vanderpump Rules this season. We see Sheena and Lala on The Valley this season. Obviously not as main characters, but they're at events. They are in storylines. For example, the last episode of The Valley, we have messy boots Janet. Janet is she's a messy chick, okay? Janet's messy as hell. You have Janet talking about, oh, Sheena called me, because again, this is called foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, you guys. We have, Lala and Jesse kind of getting into this weird tiff sexual tension thing. We have Sheena all of a sudden calling Janet to tell her that there's this rumor on Reddit that Jax is cheating on Brittany. Like you needed Sheena Shea to tell you that. You have a thing called Google, sweetheart. Hello. But they're foreshadowing, right? The fact that Lala and Sheena, they're already baking them in so that it's not going to be this big, like, whoa, where did these two new people come from next season? We've seen Lala's interaction with the people. We've seen Sheena in there. They're at the birthday parties. They're at this and that. So they have been filming for both shows. But I think that they're going to have main character roles next season. I also think that Lisa Vanderpump is kind of done with Vanderpump Rules. I think she's kind of over it. She's booked and busy with everything else. She has Vanderpump Villa. She has her new cooking show with Gordon Ramsay. She's opening, Wolf Restaurant and all these other places. So she's opening up restaurant after restaurant. She has multiple shows going on. She is the executive producer of The Valley. So I think that Lisa Vanderpump is kind of a little over Vanderpump Rules, to be honest with you, kind of how we're all over it. I don't hate watch Vanderpump Rules because I don't hate anything or anyone. And B, if I did hate something or someone, I would not give my energy to it. But I watch it out of obligation, not so much that I'm being entertained by it. It's like I'm watching to report on it and I'm watching to know what's going on, like just to know, not because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like invested in this. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I feel it's going on. So I think that it's smart for Bravo and Peacock and the talent and Lisa Vanderpump and the executives to put more time and energy into the projects that are new and the projects that are working. Because right now, Vanderpump Rules is not working. All right. Although Bravo has not officially confirmed a second season for the spinoff, ratings for the show have been promising. The Valley scored Bravo's best 7-day premiere audience in nearly a decade. With Vanderpump Rules on hiatus for the summer, more of the cast could potentially appear on The Valley. So, yeah, I think that they are going to... I honestly don't think they need to bring Vanderpump Rules back. I think the best way to use their money, use their time, use their resources would be to create a new show. Let's create a new show on Bravo. Let's get some fresh faces. Let's get some unknowns. It could be a different premise. It doesn't have to be a repeat of Vanderpump Rules. There's so many quirky jobs out there. There's so many cool microcosms of friendship groups and interesting people. Let's just get some fresh new programming, some fresh new content, some fresh new shows. We don't have to have Vanderpump Rules. That's not something we absolutely have to have. So I do think that it's time for it to be canceled. I do think that I definitely think it's time to be canceled. I don't think the reason why it's paused is because they are, like the article said, they might be waiting for Ariana to finish in Fiji. I don't think that's true they didn't wait for Tom Sandoval, who was filming wherever he was filming for Special Forces. And it's not even and to be honest with you, Ariana, her persona, her edit, whatever you want to call it, was really flat this season. And also, it's not clear that she even wanted to come back. She had said it needs to, quote, make sense for her to come back because she's getting all these great opportunities. She's hosting, Love Island. She's booked and busy. She's got book deals and brand deals and movies and all of this stuff. So I don't think they're waiting for her. I just think that the show isn't working anymore. So who knows? And I think it's more true of, I think they're going to put it on pause and then they will revisit the people later down the road to see if there's something there to salvage. But my guess is it won't be. I think Lala and Sheena will fit in perfectly on the Valley. I wouldn't be surprised if Sandoval and Shorts did some type of spinoff on their own, like the Bachelor Boys or something. Because aren't they roommates now? And Tom and used to be Ariana's house. At least that's what they said in the last episode, that Tom Shorts was supposed to be moving in with Tom Sandoval. I wouldn't be surprised if they did some weird, quirky spinoff where it's like, we're like, dudes in our 40s. Some Beavis and Butthead type stuff. I don't know. I would not be watching that. I hope for James, he goes off and does something really big in music. Maybe do like a cool music documentary show or something. I don't know. But I think the time for these characters, it's wrapped. It's a wrap. Like, I don't need any closure. I don't need any follow-up stories. Like, we get it. I don't need something about her sandwich. No. Like, we got it. We got it, folks. We got it. I think it's okay to wrap it up and call it a day. I personally would really love fresh, new programming. And if you don't know what programming is the type of content, when, where, and how it plays on a network or show. That's why it's called like the programming. Like a program director tells you like when certain things are playing and the type of things. So programming means like the programs, like what is on. I personally would love fresh programming. I would love new shows, different premises, new people, new stories. I don't need to ride into my elder years with Ariana and Sheena Shea. I personally don't need it. That's just me. Yeah, but I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you think about it being put on pause? Do you think that's the right choice? Do you want it to come back ever, or do you think it's a wrap? What do you think the real reason why it's being put on pause is? And, what do you think is next for all of these people? Do we care what's next for all of these people? Are we invested anymore? I don't know. But as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And with that, let's move on to our next story. Now, this might play into what we were just talking about, which was, Vanderpump Rules being put on pause. And they're not filming yet for season 12 with no film date in sight. Let's see what Lisa Vanderpump was saying. Now, this came out prior to the announcement that Vanderpump Rules was being put on pause. This is an article from Reality Blurb, and this happened before the announcement came. So this is Lisa Vanderpump on Ariana, on Kyle, on Tom, on all of it. So let's read what she had to say, and then we'll dive in. Lisa Vanderpump is sharing her thoughts on Ariana Madix not wanting the Vanderpump Rules cast to be friends with her ex-boyfriend Tom Sandoval, while also shading the delayed opening of Ariana and Katie Maloney's sandwich shop and addressing several topics related to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and its cast. Now, as we know now, something about her new opening date is May 22nd of this year. So in 22 days, the door should be open. As we saw in the last episode, there was some issues going on between the girls, and the girls, the women, the women, Ariana and Katie, with Penny. You know, Penny wanted to be a partner, she wanted more money. And to me, I felt Penny was kind of being a snake, and she got her husband, who is allegedly a lawyer, to create to trademark something about her behind the girl's back. I personally think that's Penny being very snakish. If you want to trademark, if you want to be a partner on a business, you need to establish that from jump. Because this is what happens when you don't. I'm going to go on a little tangent and then I'll get back to this. This is what happens when you don't. You are someone like a Penny, who you are smart, you've been here before, you know what you're doing, you're putting your expertise in it, your time, and you're working with two people who maybe haven't been here before. They don't really know what they're doing. They may think they do, but they really don't. But what they do have is brand recognition, brand equity, brand awareness, because they're on a little show called Vanderpump Rules on Bravo, and we've just had Scandal, and you have everybody wanting to support them. So you have two people who want to go into business together, probably a little green, not really sure what they're doing on the business side, but they have all of the equity in the sense of brand awareness and a built-in audience. You, Penny, your equity is in your knowledge, your expertise, your professionalism. You've been here before, you know what you're doing. If from jump you are not very clear on what everybody's role is, how much everybody is going to be paid, what's going to happen is a little thing we like to call resentment. I think Penny got very frustrated, got extremely resentful. I think she was like, I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm doing all of the work, I'm putting everything in, I know everything that's going on. These two little twits are over here acting like they know what they're doing. Sure, they're the face, but that's pretty much it. I'm pissed and I resent all of this stuff. And now I want to be a partner. Now I want more money. Now I want more blah, 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 blah. And I think that's what has happened here. Because that happens a lot when you get these very two different types of people together, and one has one type of equity and another one has a different type of equity, and you're not very clear up front about what those rules are. Or maybe you are clear up front about what those rules are, as Ariana was saying. But again, I don't really trust Ariana because she talks like she knows what she's talking about a lot. And then it turns out she was full of air and full of crap, and it's not that way at all. She did that with Tom in the house. She did that with a lot of stuff. So she talks with her whole chest a lot, and it turns out not to be true. So I don't know. Whether or not they had that clear up front or not, it built a very resentful dynamic. With that being said, unfortunately, Penny, unless you were very clear about all of that up front and you chose to take whatever role you took, your resentment is just your resentment. That's what it is. I personally think it's very snakish to then go have your husband, who is a lawyer, trademark the something about her name behind the girl's back. That's a very snake move. If you feel resentful, if you feel like I have all the knowledge, I have all the expertise, I'm doing all of the work, then you need to sit them down and you need to say, these are my new terms and conditions. Let's find a way to meet in the middle or to compromise or whatever the case is, so we're both happy, or figure it out, or I'm cutting bait and I'm gone. You don't trademark somebody else's idea, because that was all Katie. Something about her was all Katie. Ariana just hitched on for the ride. Penny came on because of her expertise. But to be perfectly honest with you, something about her was all Katie Maloney's baby. But to go behind somebody's back and to trademark their idea, their intellectual property, simply because you have the know-how and the where-how to do it, to me is a snake-ass move. Snake-ass move. And the fact that Lisa Vanderpump was like, I like Penny and I've worked with her before and I'm lured at the girls let her go. I don't know. I love Lisa Vanderpump 100%, but I think in this position, if Penny had done that to Lisa Vanderpump, I think her tune would be very, very different. If somebody went behind Lisa Vanderpump and Ken's back and trademarked Vanderpump Villa without their knowledge, I'm pretty sure she'd be very, very pissed. Allegedly, word on the street is that, they have the opening date now and they figured out the salary with Penny and everything. I hope that is true. I hope they had a kumbaya. I hope they got everything in writing. Who knows? But I would just say, you guys, let this be a very cautionary tale. Don't, even though you think you can trust somebody and they come highly recommended and they're a professional, blah, 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 do your own due diligence. Trademark your own stuff, LLC your own stuff before you post anything publicly, before you go into business or partnership with anybody else. You yourself trademark your stuff, copyright your stuff, get your own LLC, everything owned by you. And then if you want to branch out and be public and partner with people and all that stuff, knock yourself out. But don't put yourself in a position to be snaked the way Katie and Ariana were, because I would be pissed. I'd be pissed at myself for not trademarking it, and I would be pissed at the person who went behind my back and did it. It's just dirty to me. It's just dirty. You don't do that. Anyway, back to the story. While also shading, we got there. Okay. So Lisa shared the secret to her marriage to Ken Todd and explained why she doesn't feel that Ariana 38 is being reasonable. I understand that, but we also have to understand they've been friends for so many years and they've had the experience of being on a television show, which is very bonding, for like 14 years. So you can't just walk away from everything, Lisa explained during the April 25th episode of Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. Sheena Shea almost grew up with Tom Sandoval. As Pump Rules Season 11 continues to air, chronicling the months that followed Sandoval's affair with Raquel Leviss, Ariana has seemingly become more and more distant from Sheena, and during an interview earlier this week, Allie described her relationship as tense. Also in recent episodes, Ariana and Katie have been struggling to open something about her. So we just went all into that. Okay, this is the thing. Do I agree with Lisa Vanderpump that Ariana is being unreasonable? Hell yes. Number one, this is the thing. For all of the Ariana blind supporters out there, and if you say anything about Ariana, everybody's jealous and blah, 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 knock it off. First and foremost, this is a job. All this friendship, la, la, la crap, knock it off. First and foremost, this is a job. I know it's reality TV about friends, blah, blah, blah. I'll repeat it again. First and foremost, this is a job. Not just for Ariana, not just for the cast, not just for the executives, but all of the crew too. What about the sound people and the assistants and the editors and lighting and all of that stuff? There's an entire production crew of people who pay their bills, feed their families, put food on the table through working shows like Vanderpump Rules, on Vanderpump Rules. So first and foremost, this is a job. And first and foremost, everybody is trying to keep their job. So for Ariana to somehow think the fact that her stale relationship with Sandoval ending trumps the livelihood of all of these people is unreasonable. Because the fact is, without the cast interacting with Tom Sandoval, without the cast being able to get over it, find new storylines, have different dynamics, have different adventures, there is no show, which is why, as we now know, the show is being put on pause. The fact is, the show being put on pause doesn't just mean that the cast isn't filming. It means everybody in production who was getting a paycheck from Shed Media or from Bravo or from Truly Original or from NBC is no longer getting that particular check. And usually these crew members and productions, usually they are people from day one. Sure, you have people come and go, but these crew members are usually people who have worked there for years. You know? So the fact that the show is being put on pause, even though I think that's the right choice, it also means that all of those people are out of a job. So when Lala is like, let's get Joe in, let's make up with Tom Sandoval, when Sheena is like, we have to find a way to forgive, can you just say you're sorry, can we just move on? It's not because they're not being a girl's girl. It's not because they're jealous of Ariana. It's because everybody is trying to keep their jobs. And at the end of the day, that is going to trump any fake allegiance to Ariana, who has never been really nice to any of these girls ever. The only reason why her and Katie are even friends is because of something about her and because of mutual hatred for Tom Sandoval. When have Ariana and Katie ever been close? Never. Even when they were, even them doing something about her prior to Sandoval, Ariana did not take it seriously. And she's still not taking it seriously. She's booked and busy. She's going to Fiji for the summer to do Love Island. Is she going to be making sandwiches at something about her? Probably not. So that is what everybody, not everybody, because we are smart, but everybody out here who's like, oh, Sheena makes everything about her. Lala's so mean. They're such haters. No, they're not haters. They are 1099 independent contractors trying to make sure they still have a job. Nobody is hating on Ariana. Nobody is jealous of Ariana. The issue is Ariana is booked and busy. She's fine. She's doing Love Island. She's good. But the rest of these people still need that check. Not just the cast, who also need that check, but everybody else needs the check. Right? These people are not working for free. These people are not working because they like you, Ariana. These people are working because this is their job and this is how they survive. And unfortunately, all of those people will now be out of a job. So I agree with Lisa Vanderpump. And don't forget, Lisa isn't just the executive producer in a fluffy way. She's a real executive producer. And the difference between being an executive producer versus a producer are two different things. A producer is somebody who's boots on the ground. They are with you. These are the people we see when they break the fourth wall and they're there talking to them. They're on the vacations with them. They're on the Sprinter vans. They're kind of in like, their regular, sneakers and clothes with their little headsets and everything. Those are boots on the ground producers. The executive producers are the ones you will never see when they break the fourth wall, because those are the people who are in the offices. Those are the people who are signing the checks. Those are the people who are making those type of strategic decisions. Those are the executive producers. Those are the ones who are worrying about the job of the producers who are the boots on the ground. That's why when they break the fourth wall, you don't see Lisa Vanderpump in street clothes with a headset on and a clipboard, because she's an executive producer, right? So when she says that, she's thinking about her entire staff, not just Ariana needing a moment. So I do think Ariana is being very unreasonable, Anyway, Kristen, for everything Kristen did, she never told everybody not to be friends with Ariana because Ariana was having an affair with Tom when they were together. She was mad at Ariana. She brought in Miami Girl, all that stuff, but she wasn't like the whole world needs to hate him because he was my man and you were cheating on him. I don't remember that. I don't remember Ariana thinking, no, everybody should not be friends with me because I made out with Kristen's boyfriend while they were still together. I never heard Ariana say everybody should cut me out. And to be honest with you, I do think the whole Rachel thing was salacious, but to be perfectly honest, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm sorry, but it's really not the end of the world. It's really, really not. There are much bigger tragedies going on in the world, and I get it hurt Ariana, and I'm not minimizing that, and my heart goes out to her, and I know that's traumatic, and I know it's hurtful, and I know it's painful, and I'm not taking that away from her. But there comes a point where you just have to kind of get a little bit perspective and kind of get real. Like at this point, like enough is enough, Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Okay, so moving on to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa said a return will never happen in a million years. Oh, that breaks my heart. I left that with a cloud of dust behind me. Never. There's no way, she stated. I'm on Vanderpump Villa, Vanderpump Rules, and I'm with Gordon Ramsay. And being with Gordon is like being on the Housewives she shared. But there is something that would make her return. Like if they fired them all and it was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I would do that. She admitted before adding that she loves Garcelle. Garcelle and I could be the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I like it, but there's a few of them that aren't very nice. She continued after Kyle Richards was mentioned. She even asked, Kyle, who? When a reconciliation was suggested. As for the recent departures of Crystal Con Minkoff and Anna Marie Wiley, Lisa asked, who's Anna Marie? Lisa, you better slay. Also, during the interview, Lisa was asked about the secret to her decades-long marriage to Ken. There were no secrets. Tenacity, putting each other first, she began. She then jokingly added, I told you, I'm always looking for somebody else. I just didn't find them yet. Oof. So what do you guys think about all of this? What do you think about Lisa basically putting Ariana on blast and being like, it's unreasonable for her to think that the entire cast needs to shun Tom Sandoval when the entire show is built around mess? To be honest with you, the entire show is built around people lying, cheating, and being messy. That is the show. That is the show. I mean, unfortunately, every girl on that show has been cheated on. Every man on that show has cheated. And I get Scandival got so magnified and got so huge and blown up, but every woman on that show has been cheated on. They have. Sheena's been cheated on. Katie sure as hell's been cheated on. And Lala. All of them. Schwartz has cheated. Jax, when he was on the show, has cheated. Brock allegedly is currently sliding into people's DMs with other people. James, we know he's cheated too. It's kind of what the show has been built on. And I agree with Lala. They cannot build a show around Ariana. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, Lala went through a lot worse with a child. And I'm not trauma comparing like this trauma is bigger than that trauma. I'm just being very realistic. Everything that came out about Randall and all of the allegations against him and all the fraud suits and all of the assaults and alleged and weird stuff going on with minors, allegedly, all this crazy stuff because, he's in Holly Weird going on with him. And she literally had to flee her home with her child. But yet they gave her no grace. But we want to act like Ariana is this queen when she is like comfy with her dogs in a multi-million-dollar mansion. Make it make sense. And I'm not negating either of their pain. And I'm not negating either of their trauma. But there does need to be a little bit of perspective of what's going on here. That's just kind of where I land with it. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about Vanderpump Rules being put on pause? Are you like me? I think Lisa Vanderpump is kind of over Vanderpump Rules. I think her focus will be Vanderpump Villa moving forward. I think her focus will be the Gordon Ramsay show. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get another show out of Lisa. I feel in my gut, or maybe a little birdie told me, that Lisa has another show in the works that will probably replace Vanderpump Rules. Because I don't think Vanderpump Villa really replaced Vanderpump Rules, but I think she probably has another show under her works. She also has The Valley. So Lisa is booked and busy. Also, at the opening of her restaurant, Wolf, it was only the cast of The Valley that was there. There was nobody from Vanderpump Rules there. That's a huge statement. And also, if you're watching the after show of Vanderpump Rules, I'm not trying to age shame anybody because obviously that's not how I roll. But to be snarky, it seemed like everybody on Vanderpump Rules seemed to be very old and bitter. And when I mean old, I don't mean age. I just mean like weathered. You know what I mean? Because they're all still very young. They're in their 30s and 40s. That is super young. You know what I mean? That is still super young, super vibrant. So when I say old, I don't mean age shaming. I mean they seem old and like haggard, withered, And they all seem so bitter, especially talking about Lisa. And it's like, you guys, all of you actors, model actors, would not have a career. I mean, in another universe, another timeline, another dimension, another matrix, sure, maybe you are Meryl Streep. But in the timeline reality we're living in, you have all of your money, all of your businesses, all of your platforms because of Lisa Vanderpump casting you on Vanderpump Rules. You don't have to kiss her butt, but show some respect. Have some integrity for self. You know, Jax talks about Lisa Vanderpump like a dog. Stassi does. Brittany does. Kristen Doty does. I would say the only people who kind of hold back are Lala, Sheena, and Katie. Katie maybe kind of says something here or there, maybe Lala a little bit, but they kind of hold back. Ariana talked about her like a dog when she was with Tom Sandoval. And to me, it's giving very old, bitter, miserable energy. So I think Lisa's kind of over it. I think she's kind of like, would you have your $1.6 million mansion? Would you have your $3.1 million mansion? Would you be on, Dancing with the Stars, Love Island, spin-off shows, doing X, Y, and Z? Would you have your businesses and your this, that, and the third without Vanderpump Rules? And that answer and the reality that we currently live in is no. Humble yourself. Again, humility is not being a doormat. It's not kissing butt. It's knowing your worth with gratitude. Humble yourself. So if I was Lisa Vanderpump, I'd feel some type of way too. And I'd be like, you know what? Off with your heads. I'm going to go on the Valley. I know Jax and Kirsten's are there, but she's just using them because of, all of their drama and stuff. But I'm going to get these new couples in. I'm going to go over here on Vanderpump Villa. I'm going to go over here and do this. I'm going to go work in this secret show. I'm going to go do me, and you miserable Bettys can pop off. That's what I think is going on. Oof. But that's kind of how I feel. So as you guys know, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and put everything down below. So with that, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me. But in the meantime, I will take some of your candy cane questions and comments. All right. Okay. I'm going to start at the top. Hi, Felicia. She says, hey, Candy, I'm on the freeway driving home from Riverside County to LA. Oh, nice. Well, be safe, okay? Be safe, Felicia. Have a safe drive. Annalisa says, Kyle pretending to be broken up with Morgan so she doesn't have to tell. Felicia says, Violet Kyle at it again. Latasha says, hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Tay Tay. Thank you so much for being a channel member. It says, hi, Candy. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Giovanna says, I think all the housewives that claimed they were robbed were doing insurance scams. What a coincidence. Hey, listen. Allegedly. Dorit is beautiful. I don't think PK is attractive at all. She does deserve better, and she can get much richer. She just has to work on her personality. Bloop. No, they're not good. He's tired of her, which is understandable, and she's bored with him. Yep. Giovanna says, yay. She says, we need a new cast. I only like Sutton and Garcelle. Garcelle went to my high school. Oh, that's so cool. What was she like in high school? Spill the tea. Partly Cloudy says, I was just going to say, after Kyle's robbery, why have all your expensive jewelry not in a safe and your closet have reinforced doors like a safe room? Exactly. For Farrah, 100%. Totally. Hey, Ruby Slippers is something I was thinking. Do any people involved with the show have anything to do with these break-ins? I think the people themselves. That's kind of who I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they get help from production. I don't know. I don't mean that in any real way. I don't know. Giovanna said, that would be a good question. Maybe like a producer or a cameraman. Hi, Irene. Says, hi, Candy and Candyland. Hey, sweetheart. Joanna says, no robber is leaving a cell phone behind, let alone very nicely where the home owner requested it to be. Exactly. There's just no way. Hey, Chocolate Chunks. Thank you for being a channel member, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Says phone. Phone equals tracking device. Irene says any cameras. They knew who lived there. It's usually someone around your crowd. Giovanna says, I agree. I think it's because as regular people don't pay as much monthly for insurance as they do. Chocolate Chunk says, I agree about the phone. I was just playing devil's advocate. Yep. Tay says, this is weird. Chocolate says, by the way, I was on vacay and I missed you so much. Oh, welcome back, Chocolate Chunks. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Irene says, have they ever caught any of the crooks? Nah, I don't think they even look for them. I don't think so either. Irene says, I'm with Candy Cane. Hey, Adam. What's up, sweetheart?
Hi, Candy.
Hi.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Woman Crush Wednesday.
Ah! Oh my God, am I your woman crush? Thank you.
Yeah, obviously.
Thank you, Adam. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Obviously.
Sound off, sweetheart.
In some ways, I'm glad that it's on pause. I don't want the show to be cancelled, but I want there to be a refresh in the sense that kind of that, you know, Sheena, as we were discussing last time, is hungry for the checks, openly saying she would do the Valley and Vanderpump Rules at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think even if that sounds greedy, that kind of would work to promote the shows as they both are. As
that does not sound greedy. Like, I will tell you, if I was a person in reality television, I would never do it because I don't think it's like, I'm not that interesting to be on a show like that. But if I
what are you talking about? Of course you would be interested.
Oh, thank you. Like, this is my skincare routine, you guys. No, but if I'm Sheena Shea, not greedy, no shame. Hell yeah, I'm going to take 2 shows. If you want me to film The Valley and Vanderpump Rules, yes, I'm doing it. When is my call time? I'm going to be booked and busy. Look at Ariana. She's taking every single opportunity in the world. Why would Sheena say no? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm being offered 2 shows, I'm taking both of them.
100%. And I think
you gotta do what you gotta do.
And I think Lala and James would be perfect as complementaries too. But I kind of don't. My thing with the Valley is that there's 3 trashy people on there that somehow still have a job that literally did the unforgivable. And it's the same with it's the same with Ruby from Made in Chelsea. Brittany kind of puts on this face how innocent she is, and how I remember in that season 8 reunion where she tried to say that she's more of a selfless person than Tom Schwartz, and James. She said, I'm one of the most selfless people in this cast. And it's like, don't play games with me. Like, we know what you were on about and what you were doing behind the scenes. And to me, I think Lisa Vanderpump doesn't, as you said, she doesn't need Vanderpump Rules to live her life tomorrow. But I feel that because she's been such a fundamental, you know, out of all the non-housewife shows, this is the most successful Bravo non-housewife show. And with what I was seeing, at least with the ratings, it was getting higher ratings than actually a lot of the housewife shows are on air, like Potomac, and if you compare the views to even the other stuff such as Orange County, it's better. But I think a show that's kind of on its last legs, as we discussed last week, is Summer House. I mean, I looked at the ratings, and it was only like 480K. And
I think I see that's the thing. I think they could let Summer House go too.
But I think that's a show that's even more on its last legs. Because if they're only getting 480K ratings, less than $500,000. Like, I know that everything is on stream, but people are still watching other shows, like Married to Medicine was getting minimum 800,000 as a show, and even though we disagree on this, I think that's mostly credit to Heavenly, but that's my opinion.
People like the devil.
That's true though. People do like the devil. Also, no shade. Ariana being the host of Love Island is just weird to me. I mean, like Love Island USA as it is was a bit lame compared to the British version, but and it's not even trying to be shady, but the intensity is not on the same level with the British one. It's just more it's more scandalous, and like, you know how you were saying with the premise of Scandal and how with Ariana, how, you know, what Lala went through was a lot worse and what have you. It is true. I mean, this show kind of was built. The foundations of this show was on affairs and people loving their friends with benefits and playing around and doing messy things and sometimes malicious things. Yeah, Ariana kind of pretends that she's a saint or something that kind of got in the middle of chaos, and it's just like, and I as much as she says that Rachel, or whatever you want to call her, was her best friend, I agree with what you said. They weren't her best. I mean, as so she claims, her best friend on the show has always been Sheena, but that's kind of flipped now because thanks to you, you've updated me with all this information. How the reject Disney Channel auditionee has gave the update about Sheena and Ariana. I'm sorry, but Ali does just look like some person who wanted to be Hannah Montana. She just looks like some Hannah Montana wannabe. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know with Ali. It's like they're trying to make Ali happen, and it's just not happening. I think they just needed, Ali to me is like a filler. Like, they just needed someone who could be so neutral with everybody that she could go carry bones from one group to the other group. But Ali just isn't it. She doesn't have any personality. She doesn't really have any point of view. And when she carries the bone back, she gets it wrong, either purposely or not on purposely. But either way, it's a mess.
I don't know if kind of what it is, but I mean, she's better than what's her name?
Who?
You remember when Casey brought on that Cecil guy or something? When James was like, "Who on earth is this?"
Yeah, the guy with like the poppy top.
The one that looked like some discount Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
He did. Like, James was like, "Who is this?" And like, and she was like, "It's Cecil." And like, everyone, the whole cast, even Lala, said in the confessional, like, "What's going on?" Like, what do you think about the whole Lala unfollowing Katie and Ariana? Like, what do you think? Do you think that just solidifies their friendship as being this?
No, again, I think everybody's just trying to keep their job. Like, they're just trying to create drama and conflict and storylines and content. Everybody's trying to keep their job. They were trying to make the pause that just happened not happen. I don't think it's a real beef. I think it's them trying to stay relevant, have new feuds, new things to talk about, because, you know, for better or for worse, unfortunately now for reality TV, our questions is always, well, who's feuding, who's not friends, who's falling out, who's doing this, who's against who. Unfortunately, that's what it's come down to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality.
That's the reality of it. It used to be like, oh, like, what is she wearing? What are they doing? You know, all this stuff. Like, I just watched season 1 of The Real Housewives of DC. And I was like, this is amazing. And it was not overly produced, none of it was fake. It was just genuine real women drama, and it was amazing. But I think that nowadays they have to have like who's against who. And I think and to be honest with you, like people are like, oh, this season they're trying to give Ariana a bad edit. They're trying to make Ariana the villain so that Sandoval could have his redemption arc. No, the people who got the villain edit was Lala and Sheena. They're the ones who got the villain edit because there needed to be conflict on the show for people to tune in for drama, for sides. And so that conflict had to come from Lala and Sheena. They were like, we'll do the job. We always do. We're the little sidekicks. We'll do it. Katie could be unbothered because she has to be up Ariana's butt because of something about her, and she doesn't want fan backlash, for her business. Allie is a non-factor, AI bot. She's not going to do it. Who else is left?
Walking AI bot.
Do you know what I mean? And so it's like Lala and Sheena basically were like, all right, we'll tap in. So the whole like unfollowing Katie and all this stuff, they're trying to stay relevant and to have content and to have fodder for the show. But obviously it wasn't enough. That's why the show is being put on pause.
If you had the choice to if you were going to bring back the show, and obviously at this rate, let's say the Valley gets a season 2, if, for example, Sheena, Lala, and James get to be in both shows like properly, and you have, let's say, Brock and the AI bot just do whatever they do, be guests, be ghosts, just watching things. How do you think, like, for other casts such as like Katie and Tom Schwartz would feel that like they're not getting double the check? Like, how would that kind of work? Because I agree with you. Like, I don't think it's foes can dub it as greedy, but I think, as a hustler, if I'm going to have 2 checks, give me the 2 checks. Why not?
Yeah.
But how do you think that will kind of work though if you have like 3 cast members getting double the checks? Like,
well, the thing is this: it wouldn't be 3 of them getting 2 cast members getting double the checks because they're 2 different shows. So it wouldn't matter. That's like if I work at McDonald's and I work at McDonald's and I have 5 best friends with me that work at McDonald's. And then me and my 2 other friends are like, yo, let's go work at Taco Bell too. Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep getting this McDonald's check. And then me and my 3 other friends of this 5 group, we're going to go to Taco Bell and get that check too. Oh, well. So then the 2 people who still work at McDonald's will go get a check at Burger King. Go do your check. They shouldn't feel any type of way that I'm now getting another check. Now, the difference would be this. If I'm working at McDonald's with my 5 friends and we're all doing the same job, but I'm getting double the pay for my McDonald's and they're getting the same at the same job, then that's when I'm feeling some type of way. That's when there's a problem. But if I'm working at McDonald's, getting my McDonald's check, and then I go take my butt over to Taco Bell and I do my work at Taco Bell and get my Taco Bell check, nobody at Taco Bell or McDonald's can be mad at me about that or hate on me for that. Then go get your Burger King check then. Go get your Chipotle check. There's other places for you to go get your checks. The only problem would be if we're doing the same job at the same place and someone's getting paid more than the other person. Then I think Katie or whoever isn't coming to the Valley could feel some type of way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because they're different. And there's no contract that says everybody from Vanderpump Rules automatically gets to come to the Valley. No.
But do you think someone like Katie or Tom Sandoval or Schwartz would work on the Valley compared to the other 3 I named? Like, do you think it could work for them to be, or do you think they're not wanted? Because like,
I don't think it would be that authentic because I think that they already have their core guy group and dynamic with like Jesse and Jason and Danny and Jax and Luke to bring in the very specific energy that's Tom and Tom. It would be like oil and water. Like, I don't think those guys naturally fit with them. When it comes to the girls, Katie and Brittany aren't friends anymore. Katie and Kristen are kind of friends. Yeah, like, I don't know. And it's also like, I don't want the Valley just to be Vanderpump Rules. Like, I want the Valley to be the Valley. I don't want the Valley to be Vanderpump Rules. If that's the case, then you might as well just keep everybody. If you're going to bring everybody from Vanderpump Rules to the Valley, then why don't you just keep Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah, that's true. But in terms of James, Lala, and Sheena, if they actually did double if they had the opportunity to double it would be advantageous for the Valley. I think. Plus, with Lala's You Home, I
don't see James going to the Valley.
Well, doesn't he like live? But he lives near the Disneyland castle.
Thousands of people live in the Valley. I don't think that. Or hundreds of thousands live in the Valley, but I don't see him going on the show because James and Jax aren't really like that.
What's weird is that James.
It's never
what's weird though is that James and Jax have been on. Jax has been on Instagram stories out of nowhere, and I was like, the other day I was like, what is going on? Like, is this just to promote the Valley, or since when did they get cushy? Like, because Jax and somehow got James to come to his bar thing, whatever it is. That they have a bar or something.
Yeah, I don't think
I didn't realize they were hanging out.
I don't think
I didn't realize they hung out like that.
Blood, but I don't think there's any current bad blood. But like, if there's like a party or they're promoting, like Jax is on Bravo again, Jackson, Tom were hanging out. Jackson, the two Toms were just in Canada with the publicist, and Sandoval and Jax had a huge falling out and weren't friends. But again, once you have a show on Bravo, once you're promoting stuff, once you have whatever, of course they're going to come back together. Because like I said before, at the end of the day, this is all about a job.
Yes.
Sure, they're, quote, friends. Sure, the show's following friends. At the end of the day, they're tagging and they're in people's stories. That's all promotion. These are people who are working. They're promoting their shows. They're promoting their bars. They're promoting their DJ sets. They're promoting their nights, whatever they're doing. They're promoting their merch. At the end of the day, these people are influencers and they're reality stars. And because they're influencers and reality stars, they have merchandise to push. They have the opportunity to have, basically Jax is licensing his name to the bar. That's why he said, the investors put all the money in. He hasn't invested any money. He's not really an owner. He's basically licensing his name and his likeness.
Yeah. So
for the bar, which to me is really freaking smart.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
licensing is a smart. Lose money when you exactly.
But what I'm interested in is what my friend saw the other day, which I thought was really, really cool, was there was a Made in Chelsea Vanderpump Rules crossover on Instagram. Guess which two people?
Who?
James Taylor and James Kennedy.
Wow. Wow.
And now that we've got, have you watched episode 4 of Made in Chelsea?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So you saw that Sam Vanderpump is in the game.
I saw. He looks different than what I thought he was going to look like.
Yeah, so some people online weren't being too nice about that. But yeah.
Oh no, that's not nice.
But I think he will be a good cast member.
I think he's going to be great.
As for Jazz, but was it Jasmine's youth friend? Like, I don't know how long lasting that is. The one that's currently dating Tristan on it with.
Muffin.
Yeah, Muffin, Julia, whatever you want to call her.
I don't think that's going to work out. And I don't think that Miles and Jazz is going to work out either. Miles is not into her.
I mean, obviously, if you met Miles, you would trust him. You know, Miles is the most trusted person in this planet. You know, I will trust. Like, you know,
well, let's not
I
get
would
too far
trust.
down that rabbit hole because everyone's probably like, "What are they
Yeah.
talking about?"
But
well, DM me. We'll talk on the
yeah,
DM.
we'll talk on the DM about that. But in terms of Dorit, I don't know why
Mhm.
we're still speaking about her. She needs to go. She needs to go, and this whole thing about if she admits that PK is staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel, I'm surprised that PK could even afford to stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The guy has fake
Okay.
money. He's got fake money. He is such a phony. Like I said, his show was absolutely cheap. That in the UK, selling Super
Not
Prime,
absolutely cheap.
and the brand new show on Netflix by in London looks like if Mauricio's sister allegedly had an affair with PK. That's what the guy who's hosting that looks like. But enough.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and 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 I just don't, and
Mhm.
I just don't see the point of her. What they're trying to avoid is too many fire-ins, because you've got a esophagus nurse that's gone, thank God. You've got um I don't like to tell the truth um and exaggerate, she's gone. And now I live a phony lifestyle needs to go. I mean, will you mystery? I won't.
Honestly,
If
it's not
she
that I
went
would
tomorrow.
it's not that I would mystery. It's that like for the first time, I actually want to know what's going on with her and Kyle. Like I want to know what's really going on in that friendship. Because the way Kyle has iced Dorit out, she looks like her with disdain and disgust. What's really going on? What really went down? Like that's what I want to know. It's like for the first time, Dorit could actually have an interesting storyline. And now is the time where they're like, we want to fire you. I'm like, you should have fired her 3 seasons ago.
To
Like,
be
what?
honest with you,
You know what I mean?
she should have been fired. She should have been fired as 4 seasons ago,
There you
after that
go.
Puppygate thing. After that
Yeah.
Puppygate thing, just
Yeah. So it's like now all of a sudden you want to like stick it to Dorit. Like, also it's like I want them to address the rumors, like the gambling rumors, the lawsuit rumors, the debt rumors, the insurance scam rumors, the all of that stuff. It's like if we're going to make reality TV show trashy, then let's actually make it trashy. Let's stop pretending like the Real Housewives anymore is about seeing how the other half lives. Now, unfortunately, it's all about fraud and schemes and, exposing people. So since we're doing that, expose them. Name them, name them, name them. Or, which is what I would actually prefer, let's make it good again. Let's make it about really rich women who live over the top, opulent lives that are absolutely ridiculous, that is fun to watch and to just have a fun escape into fantasy land with. That's what I would love to see. Just over the top women who are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just having fun and
I
laughing
love
and
that
going on
expression.
trips and everything. You know what I mean? Like that would just be so much more fun. That's what I would love. But since it's now just all about exposing people and going after people, well, if that's what we're going to do, then do it. But no more of this midway, like I call it the Robin Dixon fraud effect. No more of this midway.
Oh my God.
Pretending on the show your
That's a
life is
compliment.
one way when on social media, all of your lies, all your fraud, all your cheating is being exposed. We have to pick a lane and stick to it. No more of the middle way. No more of the Robin Dixon fraud effect. Either show women living real lives and having fun or name them. Name them.
Name them.
Name them.
Name.
Name them. Expose them.
That Southern accent is just it's so funny. Yeah, it's I mean, in terms of Kyle and Morgan, I don't know. Like, I can't. I just can't. I mean,
I'm so over them.
To me, they both seem all over the place and make me just confused and just tired, bored. Nothing positive. I mean, quite frankly, I mean, I saw some people on a few of the Instagram pages saying that they'd rather Kyle be fired over Dorit. I don't know about that one, but like, I just thought.
No, at this point, if we keep one, we need to keep the other. Just to see what's happening with that. Like, that's actually something I personally want closure on this. Like, I want to know, did Dorit, that could be their name, or Mauricio.
Marie.
Marie. Did Dorit and Mauricio have an affair?
Oh, yeah.
An emotional affair, a physical affair? Was it just Dorit wanting Mauricio? What happened? What's the real reason why her and Kyle are beefing? Because it's not about her comment at the reunion with Kathy. Sure, Kyle snapped at her, but that's not why she blew up their entire friendship. It's not. That's a stupid excuse she's using. I want to know, what was it that Mauricio did that made Kyle so angry and lose all trust? Like, now I want to know. It's like you've been playing in my face for the last 14 seasons, give or take, for all of these women being on the show. Like, now I really want to know that. If not, then they both should be fired.
That's I partially agree, but part of me at the same time just wants a non-existent button with them, like, kind of like, I just.
Then the thing is, if we get an entire new unknown women, then like, let's do a different city. Because Beverly Hills has so much historical context now.
I agree, but I think in terms of the show, that Sutton, Erica, and Garcelle are the three that are the most interesting for me. I've never actually. You mentioned earlier you watched the show that got cancelled because of the political scandal, DC Real Housewives. That's a show I actually haven't seen that I'm intrigued to know about, because the fact that that got cancelled because of politics in the White House, and that actually sounded like it was a show that would have been juicier.
No, it was good. It was good. It's on. If you have Peacock or Hey You, if it's on there.
Yeah, I have. That's how I watch.
You should watch it. You should watch it. It's good. Because the reason why it's so good is because when you put a group of women together and you just let them be, you get such good, authentic, juicy drama. And the reason why it was so good was because it was real. You could tell that there was no producers, there was no snipers from the side meddling. The producers actually did their job, which was to facilitate the women coming together, asking the right questions, and letting the story organically unfold. And you could tell that and there was also no favorites. There was nobody that was like the favorite of the show. There was no Kyles. There was no Giselles. It was very much everyone was on an even playing field. And it was just so real and raw. And the women were so interesting. And the fraud that comes out on the show, the women held her to task, and they held the husband to task, and they asked the right questions, and they weren't shy about it. It was so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what housewives could be, where it's like you are seeing how the other half lives. Like, these women were living like extravagant lives, but then you also still kind of had that kind of underbelly stuff that people like there's Tariq and Michaela. They were definitely grifters, definitely fraud going on, very like Dorit PK, Erica Jane, Tom Girardi, pretend like you have all this money, but you're really stealing from people, and you're fake, and you're broke, and all this stuff. But it wasn't dark or evil. It was like super entertaining. And the reason why I think it wasn't dark or evil and entertaining is because it wasn't glorified. It wasn't glorified in the way that it is now. Like, it's not. It's like now it is.
The key word you mentioned is that is the back to the thing that we were talking about the whole of last year was how all these shows have flavors. That kind of is what kind of, you know, having these people like your, as you said, your Kyles, your Giselles, your Teresas, that, you know, have these friendships with the production, feel that they're on a different wavelength. These types of things didn't exist, and now because they now exist, I mean, you know, it's somehow been confirmed already that the Potomac cast is somehow, what's her name? Wendy Osifo is coming back. God knows how. But and so is Giselle. I mean, if you were casting, let's say, Beverly Hills, if hypothetically there was a scenario where Kyle and Dorit were going to be honest and, you know, actually deliver, as you said, the picture of what's going on that's really demised their friendship and just address everything, and then we're left with room for, I believe, 2 other housewives. If you could choose one of the other housewives to cast those 2, aka to be friends of those people, who do you think will deliver the best?
You mean on Beverly Hills?
Yeah, because like obviously we've got.
Wait, repeat that again in the cliff notes.
Okay, so Kyle and Dorit come back and allegedly they're going to be honest or whatever.
Okay.
Then we're left. Esophagus Nurse has gone, and so's I'm pretending and exaggerate has gone.
Okay.
So there's 2 spaces left. Which housewife friends are you most intrigued seeing? Sutton's, Garcelle's?
Oh, I see.
Erica's.
I would love to see one of Sutton's friends and one of Garcelle's friends. If not 2 of Garcelle's friends. Because I think that we see Sutton's friend, Jennifer Tilly, is that her name? We see her a lot. But we don't really see any of Garcelle's friends other than that Cherie girl who was a flop, you know, Will Smith's ex a couple seasons ago. We really see Garcelle, unless she's with the cast, with her sons, and I'm over that. Like, I love that she's a mom. I love that she's, you know, doing teachable moments. Yay, yay, yay. But no, I want to see grown folks talk. So I would love to see Garcelle and her friends, and Garcelle as like the woman. Like, I get Garcelle the mom. I get Garcelle the boss because she's an actress. She's a producer. She's booked and busy. Absolutely love it. But I want to see like Garcelle the woman. You know, what is she just like chilling and kikiing and having fun? And, you know, what is she going through? What is she overcoming? What is she, you know, thriving in? So I want to see that part of her, which I think comes out when you're just like kicking back with your good girlfriends, because outside of the cast, she's only with her kids. So I would want to see Garcelle with her friends, like some interesting, cool friends. And we know that she has them. You know, Crystal had the taco party. She had all her, so we saw Crystal's friends. We see Kyle friends all the time. So yeah, I would want to see Garcelle's friends, because I want to see more of Garcelle as the woman Garcelle, because I think she's fabulous. I want to see more of her.
Interesting.
I
would pick one of Sutton's and one of Garcelle's. Because other than that, I'll give Garcelle another chance at getting someone, because that, as you said, Cherie, unfortunately, that was a flop.
That was a flop.
That was a really bad flop, to be fair. Like that Cherie girl was like the sleeping pill of mankind. Like, but I don't know. In terms of Vanderpump Villa,
okay,
I'm currently behind. But in the show's progression,
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that sets that apart compared to, any other show like Vanderpump Rules, The Valley, Housewives, you name it, is that because they're all abroad, it's the kind of the longevity of it in the sense of, can you imagine Telly or Marciano, doing this for 10 years, going abroad constantly to France or
Well, I think that yes and no. I think that's a false premise because I think the difference between Vanderpump Rules and the Valley versus Vanderpump Villa is they're not a group of friends coming together. These are all strangers put together. The only people who had a true history was Marciano and Hannah. And then the other people kind of knew each other here and there, but they're supposed to be like a group of people who aren't friends coming together to work at the villa. My guess is that they're going to do new people each season. I bet you they might keep maybe two of the same people, maybe to be like the veterans that come in. But I think it's going to be more like a below deck where each season it's going to be new people coming in. Because Vanderpump Rules and Vanderpump Villa, they're all based on these groups of friends and this particular circumstance. But Vanderpump Villa, they're not a group of friends.
because to me,
so I think they're going to bring in new people because it's not based on a group of friends. It's like these people who work these very specific jobs come together to do a job for Lisa Vanderpump.
to me, I kind of would like it if you said they kept one or two and had different people instead of it just being completely fresh faces every single time.
I said that they were going to keep two or three.
Yeah, kind of like if they did that, then that
I think they'll
would be
keep
better. Because
I think they'll keep two or three people. I bet you they keep maybe like Eric. I think he's going to be promoted to like a manager. Not Eric. Steven. Steven. I think is his name Steven? I think Steven maybe. Hey Natasha Boo Boo.
yeah.
Oh my god, sorry. I feel like I have to cough. Hold on.
Okay. I think they'll keep like 1 to 3 of the same people. But then I think that they are going to recast, like the housekeeper is going to be recast. Some of the servers are going to be recast. The chefs and everything. I think it's going to be more like a rotating cast versus this is the core group cast ensemble every single season. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
I agree with that, but y'all know my opinion.
I know your opinion of Vanderpump Villa. I love it. And I actually know that's what they're doing because they're currently casting for it.
Yeah, I get that oh my god, why can't I talk? This is scary. Did I just have a stroke?
I hope not.
No, I get.
Wait, can you leave my cell phone right by the door so I can come and get it to call 911?
Oh, sure. No problem. Because I know that this is an emergency and a real emergency, and only in real emergencies does something like that happen. So of course.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a little too fake for me. It's just I like below deck at least because they actually are working, but these people aren't working. Like that idea, I caved and obviously started watching it, and I got the free month on Hulu, but I might even pay for it because whatever, here I go. But I just got so I can't handle it. It's really fake. The fact that Hannah was sitting in with that divorcee, why is the waitress sitting in, and why are they all partying with the guests afterwards? And that stupid comment card, I can't. I'm sorry.
I like it.
I hate it.
I like that it's light. I like that the stakes aren't that high. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's fresh. I think I like that I don't know any of the people. It's a breath of fresh air given all of the toxicity that we've seen. I think I like it. I think it's a good break from the rest of the BS that we've been seeing.
I get that, but like, I don't know. I would almost prefer like something scripted because this is like too scripted, but then still advertising as reality. And I know reality is basically like that, but this is like pushing it, like pushing it. And I
What do
really
you
feel like
think about it? What do you think is scripted?
it's just like I don't like it's hard to describe. Like I feel like
Like
some of the drama is just by chance.
I think Priscilla's mental breakdown was very real, and she had to leave. I think what's her name? Telly.
Telly, yes.
Telly. I think her, trauma that she's still working through is very real, which is why she had, the issues in the beginning and all of that stuff. I think all of that is very real. I do think that all these people are actors, but the majority of people who work in the service industries are actor, models, musicians.
Yeah, but they all also work in the like keyword work.
I do think they work in the service industry, but right now they're on a reality show.
I don't know. I think Vanderpump Rules, like if you take away even the fact that they knew each other, they were actually working. Like it was authentic, like for at least a little bit. But like,
So were
I
these
don't know.
people. They were all working.
But
They
this
were
is
all
not.
working in the service
But I mean,
industry.
it's not believable because that's not even how it would work in real life. Like the waitress would never sit down with the primary guest and have a heart to heart. Like the
Right,
staff
that's because it's a reality show.
about people
It's
supposedly working and they're not.
Natasha, there's a difference between a documentary and reality television. This is
Oh, I
not a
guess you're right.
documentary. This is a reality television show.
Well,
So they're
the word
going
gets so interchangeable. I forget.
what they're going to do is they're going to have these people come in and they're going to set up certain scenarios to have conflict, to have drama, to have interpersonal relationships, to create a show. It's not a documentary on it's not Vanderpump Villa on the Discovery Channel documentary. It's Vanderpump Villa reality TV show on Hulu. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like it's not like hello. That's what what are you talking about? Like, of course.
Like some of the stuff is just so silly, and like honestly, Hannah seems fake. Like
Hannah is a psycho who's unhinged. I don't think she's fake. I think she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I don't think we've seen a 10th of what Hannah is capable of, because when you see Marciano and how shook he gets and how he took her in that room. I don't know if you guys are on the episode yet, and he shut the door and he's like, Hannah, stop, and all this stuff. I think he's seen that girl go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy. She has crazy eyes. She's unhinged. There's a screw loose. I bet you she has probably gotten into physical fight.
A screw is loose. Yeah.
She snapped
it in her
girls
face
before.
I'm sure 100%. I don't think we've seen the real Hannah yet. I think what we've seen of her has been tame TV. I don't think she's
a proper mean girl.
I don't think she's playing it up for the cameras. I think she's playing it down, which is the scary part.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because she's cuckoo. And you can even see Marciano, because he's like, I don't want to get fired. I don't want to get off the show. He's genuinely scared of her. And he's also trying to protect her when he's like, Hannah, stop, all this stuff. That is very textbook of someone who knows someone is cuckoo and crazy and can be probably physically and verbally abusive, who is trying to not set that person off. He's still being him. He's still doing him. But you can tell he's like, Hannah, stop. Don't go out there. Because they're all not wanting to get fired and sent home.
Yeah, but fired from, okay, yeah. But I mean.
Fired from a reality.
Okay, yeah.
Fired from a reality TV show, because at the end of the day, 99% of people working in hospitality, other than the 1 to 2 to 5% that just love it as their life, at some point probably had aspirations of being an actor, being a model, being a musician, being an artist of some type. So of course, all of them are actors and all of them are like that, because the majority of people are. That's how we got Vanderpump Rules. All of them were model actors, musicians. Look at Tom Sandoval and the extras. Look at James Kennedy. Look at Kristen. She wanted to be an actress. Ariana, look at her now. all of them wanted to
I
be
know,
models
but
and
like,
actors.
I wish they just like made them look like they were actually working instead of like they're not doing a very good job with that. And that place would never operate like that. And it's just like kind of low key ticking me off, and I don't know why.
I would implore you to watch the show through the lens of I just want to like have a little bit of fun for like 45 minutes and just watch these people make fool of themselves and have fun, and not like you are going there to give them their permit for their cleanliness on if they're doing their job
What's
at
it called?
this
What is that called?
hospitality site.
The health
Yeah, your
board.
health inspector. Like, I'm so confused. You're like, they're not doing their jobs.
Yeah,
Why
it's
are they
kind
not
of.
mopping this?
But
They
I
would
mean,
You're
never
kind.
talk to the
but
staff.
I mean,
I'm like,
below deck doesn't act like that. It's
I
still
am just
You
realistic.
kind of give it off like
just
head
like,
teacher vibes or something.
yeah,
It's
I'm
weird.
like,
No,
what
but
is
the below
happening
deck,
right
I'm just
now?
saying the below deck does act like at least like it's
Thank you,
more
Mrs. D.
believable. I just don't like it when it's like they don't even try to be believable. It's like kind of annoying to me. I'm like, guys, come
It's kind
on.
of. I mean,
It's a reality show on Hulu. Like, it's not that deep, boo-boo. Like, it's not. It's
I know. I
not.
don't
Like,
know
I'm
why
so
I feel like this.
confused,
Why am I like
Natasha.
this?
I don't know. You were like on one for it. I'm like, they're
I was
they're
like
in
that
France
stupid
on
health
a.
card. I'm like,
I
you're
know.
not even getting tipped.
I
Like,
am
what
like,
is
what?
going on? I was like, this
And
doesn't help me.
you do know that the guests aren't paying for it.
Yeah,
They're not paying for the experience. Production is paying for it.
yeah.
that's true. Are
So
the
it's like
guest
you have
actors
to.
too?
No, the guests aren't actors. They're
Oh
real
my god.
people. But they basically what they have to do is the guests, because remember when I was joking with you guys, like, should we do it? But right now they are.
Yeah, I knew you were joking. That's why
Yeah, I was joking. Yeah, I was
I
joking.
sarcastically said to you, "It's tempting." That's why
Yeah, it's tempting. Yeah. No, but the
I
reason
know,
why
and
I
I
was
took it
joking.
literal because I was very
Yeah,
angry.
I
like
know. I
Natasha.
was like, you have something
You
about
were like,
Vanderpump Villa. I
you were
don't
like,
know
did
what it
you
is, but you
calm
were like
down? And I was
on
like,
one about it. I was like, what?
I was on the floor when I saw Natasha take it literally. I was
I
like,
know. I
"What?"
was like, what?
you're
I was
like,
like,
have
we're
you
kidding.
heard of a joke? Yes or no?
I know. I was like, I'll use my
Yeah,
sarcastic font next time.
yeah.
But no, the reason why I was joking is because they're currently casting for season 2 of Vanderpump Villa. So they're casting for like new shoe chefs, new servers, and all of that stuff. And they're also casting for the guests to come. So if they're casting for it, I don't think the guests have to pay.
That makes sense.
You basically have to like pitch what your milestone is to casting. And then like, oh, I have this group of friends. This is my big life milestone that I want to celebrate. And if you have like an interesting story, a cool group of friends, then they'll probably like pick you for it. But like, it's a reality show. Like they're creating a unique situation, which is this gorgeous chateau villa in France with these like young, hot. I don't really think everybody's that hot, but
Me neither.
that's my taste. I'm like, none of them do it
That's
for me
another
personally.
thing. I'm like, these people aren't even that good looking. I'm
They're
like,
really not. None of them can get it.
they look
But like,
pretty basic, like regular smuggler to me.
yeah, very regular, very mid. So
Not
it's
regular smuggler. Not regular
very,
smuggler. What is
very,
that?
very mid.
You've never heard that
Um,
saying?
No, I have. I'm just like
yeah,
it's just a certain time of night here and there. It's a bit weird.
yeah.
What? I don't
I
know
know
what you're saying, but I'm gonna get
he was
annoyed.
saying it not like when it's like not Vanderpump Villa, like not the fake chef. So he was saying it like that, like not regular
Yeah.
smuggler, like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't take a joke. Apparently,
I
have a surgeon's appointment tonight.
Natasha's sleepy?
I
It's
am
okay.
actually. I came home from work and I like felt like I was like I was like psychologically, mentally, and physically drained. Have you ever had those things?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, I gotta search because I just had like a really good dinner, so now I felt
Oh,
like a little better.
good.
So I thought
Yeah.
I could still handle it, but apparently I'm like literally out of it
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
You
Alexi
are.
says, I'm pretty sure the guests are paying like the boat show. I'm pretty sure they're not. I mean, I don't know. I think they're saying they're paying, but I don't think they are. Maybe they're paying for like flights and travel, but I don't think they're paying for the experience because they're they're literally casting for it, which you
they would not pay for that.
You wouldn't pay for, you don't pay to be cast in something.
You don't pay to sit with Hannah to discuss her divorce.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I don't know because they're currently casting for it. I have the breakdown, but I'm not gonna show it because of like I don't want to be on LVP's bad side, so I'm not gonna show it. But
wait, I can't believe Eric was the one. I didn't put two and two together that Eric was the one that you were talking about with that like crazy past.
With the DV. Yeah.
Like he does have like I look at him and I thought that maybe he was an actor and he was like just like playing it up and just like a bad actor, but he literally has a crazy eye, like a full-on crazy eye.
He was literally talking to himself.
He looks like but I thought he was
I
trying
talk
to
to
be
myself
funny, but
sometimes too, but not like that.
I mean, me too. I mean,
we all do, but not like the way he was.
I like replay arguments and stuff.
Yeah, that
like
way, that was a bit mad. That whole moment. Like
I think Lisa's like scared of him. She's like, everyone. Actually, I think everyone is kind of like there's something actually wrong with Eric.
That's why she stuck him in the back. They're like, we're gonna need you to stand in the back.
Yeah.
And not hurt anybody.
Basically.
Like
put away all the knives.
Let's not put any sharp objects near this man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like he definitely has like a deranged look in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? What do you think about like the other two like housekeepers? They're just off. Everyone's off.
I mean, I'm confused. Like,
I mean,
like I really do. To be honest with you, I really do like the show. I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's fresh and fun. It's not that serious. It's a reality show on Hulu. It's doing what it needs to do.
It's not a documentary, as you said.
It's not a documentary.
Okay, not everyone.
Not a documentary.
Here. It's not a
don't worry about any codes. They're fine. Yeah. No codes
are
like
up to date
about her.
And it's not a documentary.
Fine. Just go in it with a light heart. Go in it with a light heart. But I would say this. I hope they do cast next season like a scotch hotter people. Not that these people aren't hot, because I'm not trying to like shame anybody or anything like that. But almost like a
if you're gonna cast, let's cast.
If you're gonna cast it, baby. Yeah, I don't know. Like everything that happened with Priscilla was kind of weird.
Very weird because they didn't even like really show what was happening. They would just like go through and then they were like, "Oh, she's back to being depressed, by the way, and she's leaving." It's like
I love how Lisa is just like, if you want to leave, you can leave. Lisa's basically like, I don't give an F. I will replace you in 2 seconds. Bye-bye.
She's like, but you cast me. She's like, no, girl, you're replaceable. It's okay. You can leave.
And she does get replaced. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the last with the quickness. No,
I'm not up to date. I'm behind. I'm behind by 2.
Okay, when you do, this is the thing. I need to cast and produce this show because we need a woman on that show who can give us true Stassi energy, not this wackadoodle, frantic, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Hannah, who is cosplaying as a mean girl. And then she has these other girls crying. Who in the world would ever cry over Hannah? And they bring in this new girl named Nikki. Nikki's cute. She's hot. But she lets Mauriciano and Hannah make her cry the first night there.
And why is she sitting out with just those two in the thing to begin with? Like,
you see why. Them. You see why. You see how it gets there.
Did they lure her there or like what?
No, because they're continuing a conversation that started before.
Oh, well, that's annoying.
Yeah, but this is the thing. If I was there, I would have Hannah's number so quickly. I would be like, excuse me, like, clearly you're insecure. I have nothing to do with your fake relationship. Worry about your own man. Like, stay out of my face. Like, I would pay her dust. Like, I want the Stassi, like to me, Hannah is more of a... To me, Hannah is more of a Sheena than a Stassi.
A wacko Sheena.
Like a wacko Sheena.
Like an angry Sheena.
Like an angry Sheena if Sheena had a Jax. type character. Do you know what I
If
mean?
if Sheena and Brittany were one person, that would be
Right.
Hannah,
Like
probably.
I need the Stassi version.
Mauricio seems like he's legit cosplaying as Jax.
Exactly. Like he even sounds like him, which is bizarre.
I know.
I want the Stassi energy where she looks at Sheena and she's like, I don't know what I did to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
Yes.
Like that is the type of head bitch I want, and it's not Hannah. Because Hannah is pathetic. And
I want to see a Lala on the show.
letting her and the girls who are letting her make them cry, I'm like Priscilla, why are you crying over Hannah? Nikki, why are you crying over Hannah? Hannah is so
she was
weird.
jet lagged, so let's give her a chance.
We'll give her a chance, but I'm gonna need Nikki to have that energy. And also, it's like, don't be a confessional warrior. You have all this energy in the confessional.
I hate that.
I need you to have that energy in the scene.
That's what I don't like as well.
Clocking.
But I mean, to be fair with me, sometimes I have a delayed reaction. Like sometimes I'm just like literally shocked by the audacity, and it'll take me a day. But give me a cool 24, and then I'll be in your face telling you what the deal is. I won't be behind a confession.
But certain people though just do that too much though. Like, I mean, with all these types of reality shows, there are certain people who actually are more entertaining in their whole confessional than they are in their personality on the show.
Oh, do we like Gabrielle or whatever her name is?
Oh, Gabrielle.
Gabrielle?
Not Gabriel.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's kind of annoying.
She's fine.
She's all right. She's okay. She's not. Yeah. She hasn't like crossed the line, but she's not someone who I'm like,
she's
wow,
not sticking out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word, sticking out.
She's like, I think she's smart enough not to get like emotional over these people, but it's almost like she's trying to stir the pot a little bit sometimes, I feel like. But it's just like she's not important enough for it to make that big of an impact. But like because Hannah's so deranged and will just like spit fire on everyone, like just like, you know,
no worries.
She'll still catch some stray bullets, but like it doesn't really affect her.
I think the way to deal with a person like Hannah is to be as non-reactive as possible, because that's going to make that person look so stupid.
Also, it's almost like I would approach it like how I see it. I think Hannah is not mentally sound. Like, I feel like she would try to do something like insane, like put something in my shampoo that could permanently like hurt me or something. Like she would 100%. Take things. She's the type that would take things way too far in a very unstable, unhinged way. Like I would just be like, and I'm being like, for real, like I'm not even trying to be funny. And so like I would actually just be like kind of like scared, not because I'm intimidated, but because she's like needs a padded room.
Yeah, and again, that's another reason why I think it is real. I think she's really cuckoo, and I think we haven't even seen a tip of the iceberg of how cuckoo this girl is.
Like she's very unstable.
She's very unstable, and Mauricio is the one trying to keep her in check because he knows how cuckoo she is.
Yeah.
Wait. So what 3 cast members, Candy, do you reckon would return? Like, if they got rid of the others and replaced the rest, but if they kept 2 or 3.
I think Steven's gonna come back. Is his name Steven? The head event guy who got promoted to manager.
Do you think the bartender's gonna come back?
I think Steven's gonna come back because I think he's like the glue. He's like the foundation that's gonna like, you know what I mean?
And he's apparently worked for her before.
I definitely think he's coming back. I think they're going to fire Eric because he's cuckoo and all of the DV stuff that came out. Who else would they bring back?
What's the bartender's name? The head bartender.
Andre?
Guy. Yeah.
Dre.
He's coming back?
Dre? I hope not. He's too boring.
Right.
Like, he's just like, I don't like a nice guy. Nice guys don't do it for me. Because it's like a fake nice. Like, nice guys aren't really nice. They're doing it because they want something. So
yeah, that's true.
They want some reaction or something. Yeah.
They want some action.
Yeah. That was it. That's it. Action and reaction. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he's having
Like
sex
camera
with Gabrielle.
action or action?
He's sleeping with Gabrielle in the next
right.
twin bed next to Steven while Steven's in the same room.
He's in an ambient coma literally in a twin bed next to them.
No, that is so nasty. I would be like, excuse me, sir, go to your own quarters. No.
Ew.
I mean,
no, nobody can have sex in the same room I'm in if it's not myself.
That's atrocious. Like, that's awful.
That's weird.
Like, go to the bathroom. Go somewhere.
I would actually lose my shit.
Go in that room that there's no cameras in, where
I'm
it's
you're
all dark.
absolutely vile and disgusting and trash. If you ever do that again, we're gonna have serious issues. Like, I don't want to be traumatized by your weird butt popping up in the air. Like, that's gross stuff.
I see them keeping the chef. They're not going to just pick a random chef every time.
I think the chefs could stay. That's fine, because the chefs are also kind of like anchors of the show.
I like the guy chef, but the woman chef is like weird.
She's attracted to Eric. You have to be crazy. Like, I'm sorry.
Right?
At a certain stage in life, when you're attracted to the crazy guy, you're also crazy.
And she wears heels while like wearing her chef coat.
If you are attracted to the crazy guy after the age of 29 and a half,
you're too old to be making those kind of mistakes, sweetie. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit like
you might be nuts too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like getting back with someone for the third time or something. Like with Eric,
it's just like there's no excuse.
There's something not wired up.
Her ripe age, non-ripe age, her like age to be making those kind of mistakes. Like, you can maybe say if you're young and naive, but this woman clearly isn't. She should have, she seems like she claims she loves love and sex and all of that. So like, it sounds like she has experience with other men. So why she should know better and see the signs that this person is clearly unstable and scary.
Mm-hmm.
Not all there. I mean,
yeah.
In terms of the show, I mean, do you think the next season will have more episodes? Because it's, like how Vanderpump Rules and other shows, when they get like a second or third, sometimes they wait until the third, they like up it more because or something.
I mean, I don't know. How many episodes does Hulu usually have?
I don't. We've only really, Disney Plus has only really kicked off over here in like the last year and a bit. So like, I don't really know. Like,
yeah, I don't know, because I don't know how to compare Bravo shows to Hulu shows.
Me neither. Well, does like the Kardashians, do they have like 83 episodes? Like, what's their deal? I don't watch
I have no idea.
Yeah, I refuse to watch them. I don't like them.
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it's just because like with I know it was kind of like a different type of show, obviously, but like with a show like my AirPods went out of battery. My bad one.
Hello. No.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because like with a show like Real Housewives of Atlanta, like there was one season where it was like 23, 24 episodes. It was mental. Like that was.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
Like, and what's it? I think season 8, 7, and 8 of Vanderpump got like 19 episodes or something.
Okay.
But I don't. I don't see like. If it's gonna just be a different cast every time.
And tomorrow we're having spinach and vanilla ice cream for dinner, and
yeah.
Keep going, boss man. What? Why are you laughing at me?
I can't, Candy. You gotta stop doing that. I can't keep it together when you do that.
Why are you laughing at me?
When you do that, okay.
This is how I talk.
Where is Adam? Hello? Why aren't I not hearing him?
Adam.
I think his AirPods or something.
I had to take my AirPods out of my ears. Then I
Well,
had to
you
find my
shouldn't
charging
wear this
cable.
anyway because did you know that they send radiation through your brain, literally fries your brain. You need to cord it
And
up.
this is why Natasha does not like Vanderpump Villa. She is just too on patrol.
Yeah, she's on like
She's
head
on
Always.
patrol. She's on
Always.
patrol.
That is a hilarious way to put it. I'm actually going to repeat that. That is hilarious. Some
in
people
another
might
life,
call
I
it
could actually
paranoid,
imagine
but
Natasha being
on patrol, I like it.
You were on patrol.
in
Yeah.
in another life. I could actually
Hypervigilant on
imagine
patrol.
On patrol.
I love that.
you actually are on something to do, like the way that Vanderpump Villa
On
triggers
something,
you.
aka on one.
On patrol.
Yeah, on patrol.
I'm always on
patrol.
patrol, and don't you forget. I'm just kidding.
I mean, the way that the show triggered you, and he was
I'm
like,
actually delusional, is what it
like,
is. It's called extremely
no,
tired
like
and being delusional.
I don't know. It's kind of, like did you like ever like have any aspirations back in the day to like be a head teacher or something? Because like it's like giving like head teacher energy.
When I was little, absolutely. You don't know this, but like because you're too young, but there are things called oh God, what was it?
What?
You don't know this?
But they had these things as it was like a projector, and you got like this clear thing and had a light, and you could draw and write, and it would like show up on the pull down screen. And I like wanted one because I loved playing school so bad, like when I was little. Like so, like, and one of my friends' moms was a teacher, and they had an old one, and her and her sister like had a whole fake classroom in their basement. I was so jealous because we all got to play school, like we got to be teachers and stuff. It was so fun. But now being like a teacher for like older children sounds like a nightmare. But anyway, enough about Ma.
Tasha, what's your opinion about
Yeah.
Dorit possibly coming back?
Oh, God, but like, I mean, I can't. Like, so it was just a rumor that she was demoted or whatever.
We don't really know what's going on.
Honestly,
The
I don't
rumor
care. I'm
was-
so tired of the show. There, I said it. Oops.
Okay.
I really am. Like, I stopped watching it like halfway through the season. And I'm like, I just listened to everyone talk about it. But like, honestly, if I'm honest, yeah, I really did. I'm kind
It's
of
okay.
over all of the Real Housewives. I'm not as over Salt Lake, maybe because they're still kind of newish, but I'm sure that'll happen with that one too. It's not that that's like exceptionally better or anything. I mean, the Monica one did give it a little boost.
Oh my God, not Monica. Don't even
Not
do it.
her personally, but like us, like it was interesting to talk about as far as, you know. But
Fodder.
yeah, like I'm just yeah, they're getting old. Beverly Hills is getting old. I'm just over every issue that comes up. It's just like here we go. Like you know what I mean? Like aggressive eye roll. Here we go. And it's just everything is just so old. I'm just like tired. I'm like I would feel better if they just, but they almost can't get all new women now because I feel like reality TV is just so it's impossible to even have a shed of authenticity anymore because of it's everyone knows the formula, you know? And it's
Yeah.
just I don't know
I
if
think
we'll
we
ever
need
get
a
that
new
magic again.
I think we will if we get a new city with new women. Like all new city, all new women.
What's the city you would want to
Yeah,
have?
I don't want a new cast for a new city. I just want get rid of everything. Just give me a new town, new people I've never heard of.
And
What's
I think
that
that
city you want?
that would help too, because I think the problem is a lot of people come on when the cast is already established and there's already like favorites in hierarchy.
Yeah, and they don't it doesn't work. It's really
And it
hard
doesn't
to
work. That's why Potomac flopped. That's why Beverly Hills is flopping.
Well, that's fine. But you know, in season 4, Beverly Hills, that's why Carson got fired in 5 seconds when she went against Kyle. They were like, okay,
Yeah, I'm so sick of these like
Maybe Nashville.
It's like they're gargoyles and they're just like permanently there, like Giselle and Kyle. And if you don't kiss their butt as a newcomer or don't have a name of yourself, then you're gone. And it's just like, it's annoying. And those people aren't even interesting. And why are they allowed to just gargoyle it up? And I'm just like,
I mean, in terms of.
I wouldn't mind Nashville.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Nashville.
With Nashville, is it like, obviously I know
it's
because
a
of
lot of
music.
actually people recently moved there because of like the whole exit of California. It was like Austin and Nashville were like the places they mainly went, but Nashville has always been a pretty cool city. It's the epicenter of, or was, of the country music. And
Yes.
and it just has like a lot of like, it's a southern city, but like a city with like actual history, and has its own kind of like celebs kind of there too. But
I also wouldn't mind San Francisco. Like a bunch of the tech wives. San Francisco has big money. San Francisco has big money. I would love to see the tech wives and all of that stuff, and like Silicon Valley. Like, I think that would be really interesting.
Oh wow, there's like a condo in San Francisco going for like 35 million. Damn.
No, San Francisco is one of like the most expensive places to live in America.
35 million. Ooh, it's not even a modern building. Damn, it's nice.
Yeah, I would love the Real Housewives of San Fran, and like all that tech money, and all of their husbands are probably like so crazy and weird. Like, it's all the like Elon Musk and the what's his freaking name? The guy from Apple, and Zuckerberg, and the Twitter guys, and the Snapchat guys, and the like that guy who did Built Rewards. He just got married in like Dubai or someplace crazy. Like,
wait, time out. Do we think VPR is canceled or really just on pause?
On pause.
I think it's on pause, going to canceled.
I don't think it's going to get canceled.
I don't think it's going to come back.
I think that if it's not canceled, this is definitely their last season. And they were like, if you make us do another season, we want to actually have our own summer, because you've monopolized our summers. And I remember them saying that in the past, for like whatever 11 seasons now. We like to have a free summer, and then let's just resume. Because like, it's not all about us all wearing bikinis and going to the beach anymore. Like, we're pushing 40, so like, we don't need it to be summer. You know what I mean? For it to like be
I don't think that. No, I think that they would take a check over the summer any day. They live in Los Angeles, summers every day. I think that the show just it's a wrap. It's done.
It really is a wrap.
It's a caboose. This season was a hot mess. It was all over the place. Nothing made sense. It wasn't
giving what
no
they thought it would.
storylines made any sense. Nobody cared about anybody. Everybody was phoning it in. They don't care if they're filming in summer or not. They want a job. They've all have the houses now. They all have mortgages. They all have whatever's going on. Apparently, a lot of them are having financial issues, even with the houses. Sheena was saying how she had no money. Tom had to give her money. Tom Schwartz was saying how he was going broke with the restaurant and everything.
He has all these properties.
And then they have all these properties. There's reports that Tom Sandoval is broke, and it's just sort of like Ariana was saying how she was on her last couple grand before Sandoval made her rich. So it's like, I think it's not so much about they don't want summer. I think that they would take that check.
Why were they all living so beyond their means? It's weird.
I mean, it's not that uncommon.
I mean, in Los Angeles, like, and London, all these metropolitan cities, like, life is expensive as anything.
They've got kids now, like, or other stuff going on. Like Sheena has a kid, Lala has a kid.
I mean, like, also
I think it's kind of crazy that like Sheena didn't have money though.
Yeah, that is weird.
I thought that was weird to me too.
Because like she owns all these properties.
I have a really hard time believing that.
She can rent them out. Like, she claimed that she, has a good system when it comes
Like
to her
she always
coin.
claimed, yeah, she always claimed to have a property in San Diego, Lana Del Rey, or not Lana.
Marina Del Rey. Lana Del Rey.
Not Lana Del Rey.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like Airbnb it out, girl, sell it. I don't know, but like what?
According to the Sun, Sheena's damn, I almost did it myself. Marina Del Rey place is worth $1.2 million. And
didn't she just buy a new house, another house?
Yeah, so she has 4 properties.
The $2.5 million.
Yeah.
And
she had 3 properties, and but at the time, and now she has 4. Like she could have she wasn't that broke. I don't know why. I would never I would be pissed if I was Tom. I'd be like,
how
girl,
do
you're not
you know
broke.
she
Why
wasn't
are you
that...
taking?
I don't know. How do you know? Does she have tenants? Because just because you have a property doesn't mean you have money coming in. And there's a difference between having assets and liquid assets. So you could have I could own 10 houses. Are they but that doesn't mean I actually have cash.
No, but I think what Natasha's saying is, considering she has all these houses, why didn't she rent them out? Type of thing.
Maybe she couldn't. It was during the pandemic.
1.2. Okay, so yes, but she has a lot of money.
Because even when the whole thing, when she was friends with Rachel was only paying her $1,000 a month. That wasn't even enough for the mortgage on the Marina Del Rey property.
That's true.
And they had to do that,
obviously,
because that's the thing you have to think about. You could have multiple properties and still be poor.
Not in London.
That's like finances. You could still have property and not have money.
They don't have any cash, or forget the term that's called.
You can in London, if someone was to buy a house, you can only borrow 5.5 times what you earn, and 2.
I don't believe that. I think you can own property anywhere in the world and still not have cash. Say I had enough money.
What's it called? The money that you could actually spend. It's called something. Yes.
Yeah, you could have disposable income is extra income. Liquid income is the money that you have access to buy stuff. Right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
No, I could own 3 houses and still be broke.
Yeah, you could just be paying off the mortgage.
You own a property doesn't mean you actually have money. It just means at one point in time you are in a position, whether through credit, whether through a loan, whether through money, a down payment, whatever the case may be, to buy a property. A lot of people have properties and still go bankrupt.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's why I never try and
That's possible, but
very possible.
But in terms of in terms of actual, I mean, your way, it's a bit weird with property. I mean, you have to pay if you live in one of the major states like Maryland, California, or New York. I was seeing you have to pay 1% of your house's value to the state every single year. That's criminal.
Yeah, that's why when my parents retired, they moved out of Maryland, because it's Maryland is literally the highest taxes on property taxes in almost the country. It's crazy.
If someone inherited a $1 million home, they've still got to spend $10,000 a year to the state, even if they're some 82-year-old lady who
exactly.
Yeah, that's why owning property, it's a great investment, but that doesn't mean in the present moment you have a lot of money. Especially if you owe on the houses, then that's a mortgage, that's upkeep, that's property taxes, that's the utility bills. Unless you have tenants in there that are paying you more than what your monthly expense is, that is a deficit. The only way you make money on real estate is if you have a tenant in there that's paying you more than a mortgage and more than the cost of operating, then you can make a net profit off of that. But if not, no way. Unless even when you own your house outright, you still owe property taxes.
No, well, in the UK, we're far kinder and generous with that stuff. And if you haven't paid off your mortgage, then you're in trouble. But if you pay off your mortgage, the max, even if you live in a $20 million home, the equivalent of that in London,
but that still doesn't matter, because the point isn't the amount you're paying. The point is how much money you have.
Yeah, but my point being,
point.
if someone had that money in property, they're not paying criminal amounts. People in this country, at least, that's not really the case. Like but in their case, 1%.
But it's not even about property taxes. It's about whether or not how much money people actually have. Like, that's the point. Like, whether you're paying no taxes or 99% in taxes, whatever the amount of taxes you're paying or not.
And it's interesting because
or not, it's about how much money this person has in their bank. That's really what the question with Sheena is. And I do believe Sheena, I don't think she had any accessible money at the time. And now everything's coming out about Brock not having, not being the breadwinner. He wasn't really working, all of that stuff. And then also with Sheena, I bet you she financially supports her mother and maybe some other people in her family.
Maybe her sister as well.
It's maybe her sister as well. I think that Sheena has probably been the breadwinner for her family.
Most probably.
Right? Yeah.
Also with like stuff like
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You only make money through ads, right? Generally speaking. Like you don't.
She's had that YouTube channel for like a long time though.
Because she has this shenanigans thing, but you only make money through ads like YouTube, right? It's the same concept, isn't it? With like podcasts.
But she's had like at least 50,000 subscribers for like the past 5 years.
Yeah.
That's like a decent extra income coming in.
I just think that you could have income coming in, but as long as you have more expenses going out, it doesn't really matter how much you have coming in.
That's true.
And I don't think that Sheena would have said that if she was lying. I think she really was going through it. At that point in time, her podcast had been canceled. It only got reinstated after Scandival. And she was pregnant. I think that she was financially supporting not just herself, but also members of her own family. And for me, what was more crazy, I'm like, you have a whole husband there, and Tom is the one who has to jump in. Like, why wasn't Brock out there shoveling snow or doing Uber Eats or hustling, doing what? No, there's no shame in it.
Okay, Erica, it doesn't snow in.
It doesn't snow, but doing there's no shame in it. Like, there's no shame in being
absolutely.
like, I don't have enough money right now. I got to do what I got to do to make ends meet.
I love a hardworking man.
100%, especially if you have a whole wife and baby on the way. Like, Brock should have been in his car, Uber eating, doing what, lifting.
Or working in construction.
Doing whatever the hell he had to do to make sure him and his child on the way was going to be okay. Now, if he was doing that and Sandoval helped, cool. But if he's sitting at home doing nothing while his pregnant wife is stressed out, Brock is nothing for that. Because it's okay for your friend to help you. Because this is the thing. We're all humans. I don't judge. If somebody falls on hard times financially, that is a human thing to happen. So there's no shame in that, So there's no shame in getting help from people. My issue was like, what the hell was Brock doing? Like, if I'm sitting at home, I've been the breadwinner, it is now the pandemic, like, all of the ways I've made money is kind of shut down. My podcast just got canceled, and I'm pregnant with your child. You better be waking up at the crack of dawn, busting it out there, doing everything you can do. I mean, you better be.
I know. It's just the way you said it. I know.
Even if he was like a tutor, not that you would want him as your like mathematics tutor, but like even if he did something like that, it brings in decent money. Like,
yeah, and that's why Sheena is always talking about, I got a prenup. It's my LLC, but we're a team.
Wait, Candy, what did you say I was doing? I forgot it already.
Oh my God, you're on patrol.
Oh yeah.
What?
Natasha is on patrol. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
But to me,
But just in general, just in general though, I
Yes, my love.
I kind of wonder, as you say, you know, if this show does get cancelled, financially, how will all these people continue their lives? Who do you think will kind of go back to square one again and literally like live like the most frugal that they have to survive?
I'm more concerned about. Hey Kim, I'm more concerned about the crew. How are the crew doing?
Not the cat.
I'm more concerned about the crew. How is the sound man going to be able to pay his mortgage?
Me
Are
too.
the light?
I feel like people
light
don't think about those people. The behind the
That's
scenes
what I'm really
people.
concerned about. The people on the show, they will be fine. They'll be on the Valley. They'll be hosting Love Island in Fiji. They'll be doing, pitching other stuff.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the people in the cargo shorts that are holding the cameras and stuff.
Exactly. And at this point, if the cast members who love to play in our faces all day long have not solidified enough relationships and connections in any said industry after being on reality TV for over a decade, that's on them. That's their fault.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about how is Candy Washington trying to live. Okay. That's where my concern is at.
Right.
I'm not concerned about these reality TV stars out here playing in our faces, having all types of endorsements.
You need to go talk to someone if you're concerned about them. Honestly,
they can go do them. I'm minding my business and I'm counting my own coins over here.
Yeah.
With changing the topic to Lisa, you said you thought Lisa having another show of some kind.
I don't know. Just in my gut, I think she has another show brewing.
But what would that be, though?
What about that wolf thing?
It's not wolf. It's wolf. Candy kept on saying it was wolf. It's wolf.
I said wolf.
It's wolf.
Yeah, Candy earlier was saying wolf like a dog. Like
I was not saying wolf like a dog. How dare you?
What?
How dare you?
He was not saying wolf like
a dog. I said
wolf.
Wolf. Like the animal.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if now I'm like second guessing my accent because I'm saying wolf, wolf. There's not that much difference.
Listen, you want to second guess yourself? Start a YouTube channel. I've had people say that my teeth are fake. Somebody said I had $70,000 worth of veneers. Newsflash.
Not the exact amount.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy.
They said, somebody left a comment. This was when I used to like go on camera. Now I'm like too lazy. I need to go on camera more, but I'm just too lazy to do it. I used to go on camera more and they said, do you think this is a regular person? Look at this person with $70,000 worth of veneers.
Was this a comment or did someone make a video? Because
this was a comment. This is how I processed. They're like, "Do you think this is like a regular person?" They were trying to say that I was like an industry plant because what person would be on YouTube talking about Bravo with $70,000 worth of veneers?
First of all, are you a normal person? How do you know the exact amount?
Exactly. They're like, do you think this is a normal person, a regular person?
Maybe Candy got a really good whitening kit. Like,
and I'm also just like, have you never heard of Heather McDonald? Have you never heard of what's that guy's name? The comedian guy who always fights with Kenya. What is his name?
Michael Rappaport.
Have you never heard of Michael Rappaport? Have you never heard of Rihanna? Have you never heard of Have you never heard of Rihanna? Have you never heard of who's the other person? Jennifer Lawrence. There are little legitimate stars who are obsessed and talk about Bravo all of the time. So all people are talking about Bravo.
Yeah, Rihanna said she was looking.
Exactly. Rihanna talks about it. Jennifer Lawrence talks about it. Everybody talks about it. So
but I agree that she kind of lost credibility.
So wait, your thing is that because you were talking about Bravo.
Chocolate Chunks says, "Hey Candy, too lazy, you're gorgeous." Thank you, sweetheart.
Chocolate Chunks, where have you been?
I love you. Oh, Chocolate Chunks is on vacation.
Oh. Okay.
Welcome back, Chocolate Chunks.
Hey Chocolate, I haven't seen you in forever. We
Yeah.
usually are on the same
sorry
level
to
when it
hear
comes
that,
to our
Kimberly.
opinions.
Yeah. Sorry, Kimberly. She said I have teeth envy since my car accident caused me to have all my teeth extracted. Oh no.
No, but glad you're safe from that accident, though.
Yeah. She says your teeth must be gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Beautiful teeth and functional teeth are such a blessing. That is true. That is true. And welcome back, Chocolate Chunks. We missed you. Welcome back.
I mean, in
Wolf,
terms of
wolf,
her having a U
yeah.
show, that U restaurant seems like a nice eclectic place to have it. So.
What?
But
I don't think it'll be there. I think it's something. Let me not speak on it. Let me just mind my business.
I'm
No,
not
but
gonna
another thing you said about what made me think about it, about questioning yourself. So people said like my teeth are fake. Not true. My teeth are 100% real, and I've never gotten them whitened. These are my natural.
My best friend growing up, she has a Colgate. We called it a Colgate smile back in the day. Like
Yeah.
she just has naturally like perfect teeth. She did have braces to be fair, but they're like the perfect like shape.
Yay! We missed you. Yeah, Jamaica. Chocolate Chunk was in Jamaica for a month with their family.
Okay.
I missed you guys. We missed you too,
I
Chocolate.
wish visiting my family
Welcome
entailed
back.
a tropical island.
Me too.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
and then somebody asked me if my voice was real. They're like, "Is that your real voice, or do you?" Again, this is a comment, so I'm making up their voice. Is that your real voice, or do you change it? And I was like, I don't know what you mean.
Can you imagine changing your voice?
This
Like,
is
that would
this
be
is
so
this is my real
exhausting.
voice, guys. It's valley and it's high and it's mine, all mine.
It's valley and it's high.
It's valley.
Mhm. It's like, oh my god, I live in the
Oh
valley.
my God.
But like,
Adam's
this is my
American
natural
accent is
voice.
so terrifying.
This is my natural voice. It is. I can't help it.
No,
It's
what was
just how
funny
I
was when
talk.
someone on
I can't do
someone
it.
last
I
week
used to
said,
be able to do it.
when someone last week or the week before said hilarious instead of hilarious. That was the
I
funny.
always say that. I love it. But I do it on purpose because I think it's funny.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Or I go Gabaggio.
Hilarious.
Instead
Oh,
of
I
garbage.
like Gabaggio.
The
Oh, it's
garbage
like
of it all.
hilarious. What is
The
that?
Delulu of it all. The
What is that?
Delulu.
The Delulu.
Yes, Chocolate Chunks, Black Valley Girls. What's up? That's how we do.
Ew, I sound like Fran
How do you
Drescher.
feel
Meanwhile, back at the
yourself,
ranch,
though?
I sound like Fran Drescher, only the mid-Atlantic version.
Yeah.
It's like,
That has
like,
my
oh my
attention all day.
God. My voice is like completely gone because these allergies are kicking my behind.
Oh no. Take
What's it-
something for your allergies.
I mean, I do. It's
I'm
beyond.
finally feeling
is it
better.
hay
I'm not
fever
like
season
coughing all
your way?
over you guys anymore, which is good.
Is it hay fever season your way? Or?
Yes. Yes. And it's like it's starting to get warm, and East Coast when it gets warm is like freaking humidity.com. And I was like, just like, I felt like I was like, I tried to go running and I had to like cut it short because I felt like I was like running in a rainforest. It was awful.
Hey, ALW. Hola, sweetheart.
Hola.
Party people.
But
Chocolate says she loves your voice and laugh, Natasha.
Oh, you must love watching The Nanny then. like, she was like, what was I gonna say, y'all?
I don't know.
But yeah, so did you watch the latest Valley?
no.
Watching? Okay. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Okay, so yeah, I sent you this
That's what I
clip.
Pop
wanted
off,
to say.
queen. Pop off, queen.
Okay.
You can speak now.
Oh my God, Adam. Okay.
As long as you don't go head
I'm
teacher
sorry,
mode again. then
Adam,
it'll
are
be
you okay? Because you don't. Okay. So I was watching Heather McDonald. Stop.
Okay, I'm sorry.
can't-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
can't get it out.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay.
good. Yeah,
I
I'll do
had
the
to
same.
do that. I had to do that earlier,
We'll give
legitimately.
Natasha.
Okay, so my attention span is that of a fruit fly, so you can't distract me when I'm trying to say something. Okay, so I was watching Heather McDonald's and aka Heather McDonald, and she had this comedian on, and she was just hitting all the key points. She was saying like everything. She was even saying how like Kristen is crazy and stuff, but I do like how her boyfriend's sticking up for her. We like it. What was she all saying? She said that Jax, oh, she said something good where she was like, she thinks Jax was pulling, like, you know how like Sandoval last year was kind of like setting up the groundwork to leave Ariana. He was like, she's just awful to me, don't you think so, Schwartz? And he's like, well, I don't, sure, I guess, you know. And he thinks that he was kind of like setting that up to leave Brittany, and it's just getting like really fake and really bad, and they can't even be fake about it. Meanwhile, over there in Michelle and Jesse land, Michelle is just lying through her teeth, and she's doing all the telltale signs. I watched her, and she's like doing the whole, because sometimes I like watching those like psychological body language shows, you know what I mean? They're kind of fun. And so she's doing the whole like look left, look down, like before she speaks. It's like she's like, it's so bad. But I think that Jesse genuinely, I believe him when he said he wanted to fight for his family. When he said his family's never been divorced, I think he's just coming to terms with he has a wife that will, in fact, divorce him and is being cold hearted. But I think they wanted to ride it out to get the check for. Okay, can I get some signs of life? Because it's a little
Signs of life.
Hello.
I started to get like, wait a minute, is this thing even on? But yeah, so I like, what was I even saying? I don't know. Can you guys respond to some of that?
Yes, I agree with the comedian lady about Jesse and Michelle.
Lady.
Heather McDonald had the comedian lady on the show, and she was hitting all the points. Keep up, Adam. Keep up, boss
Adam,
man.
for real? Come on.
Keep up, boss man. Woof.
See, that's why I checked. Because meanwhile, back at the ranch, Adam was filing his nails or whatever he was doing.
Adam was looking up real estate.
It actually was.
He was on Zillow.
I told you. I know you too well, boss man.
Yes.
So, I mean, for the record, I am Adam's Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yes.
So
WCW.
I'm his WCW.
Oh
So there's that. There's that. No, but I agree about Jesse and Michelle. I think Michelle is kind of horrible, and I do think Jesse was doing everything in his power to save the marriage, grasping at straws. And I think Michelle was never in love with Jesse. I think she always settled for him and thought she was too good for him. And it's like we talked about before, she's the black cat, he's the golden retriever, but not even in that dynamic because she's just not into him at all.
But she's that bad black cat that tries to run away all the time.
I take that analogy back because that should only apply to healthy dynamics, and their dynamic is very unhealthy.
Yeah, that seems very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy. She never was into him. She settled for him, and justice for Jesse. She's a complete smear campaign against him when she's clearly been cheating on him forever.
And can we talk about Janet? Can't.
Messy boots Janet. Where I disagree with the comedian, although I think that because we haven't seen Jax and Brittany on TV for a while, and now that we know that they are separated, I can see where they think Jax is pulling a Sandoval, because clearly that Sandoval was doing a Sandoval with the whole maligning Ariana, making her the bad guy so he can be the victim. I don't think that's what Jax was doing. I think that Jax was truly trying to communicate the issues he was having. Because to be honest with you, when it comes to Jax versus Brittany, I'm on team Jax, not Brittany. And I know that might be a hot take, but I'm on Jax's team with this.
Actually, same.
Right? I think that he was actually trying to have a conversation with her and bring up issues that he's feeling overwhelmed. He's depressed. And I think he made a very valid point. He was like, you want to have another child, but we already have a child with special needs who is not where that child needs to be. We don't have the help in place for that. So before we bring another child into this world, we need to make sure that the child we do have is set up, and she went into this whole victim. I love my kid. I live for my son. Like, we know, Brittany, calm down.
Do that again?
Nobody, I can't.
Oh my God, but can we talk about though? I would have been so ticked.
And all this stuff. And I think that I would not have been ticked if I were Brittany.
No, I've been Jax. I would have been ticked if I was Jax.
I was Jax, yes, that's why I was like, Jax.
Because the way they were acting, his kid was getting therapy in the kitchen and they're all being loud. I'm like, how's he supposed to learn? And they're all like,
and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and
like,
everything.
no.
And then when they have their little date night and he's trying to talk about everything, and she just always puts it on him, like, the fault is with you, Jax, something you're doing wrong. And it's just, he's like, that's not what I'm saying
because
at all.
Brittany doesn't have a mind of her own. And she listens to people like Kristen's like, you're so much better. You're an angel. Like,
and everything that Jax, people gas her up, and it's like, no, just because she has a weird accent doesn't mean that she's an angel. It just means she has a weird accent. But like, everything that Jax is saying to Brittany about like the money and all that stuff, he has said to her for years. For years. We've just forgotten
weird
it.
Was like how Cat Williams says weird face wife.
Oh, a weird face, light-skinned wife?
Yes.
And I was like, excuse me, sir. But I was like, actually, I'm not weird face, so never mind.
No,
but one day I will be a gorgeous light-skinned wife.
You have a pretty princess face.
Thank you.
It's like giving Disney princess. Like, you have like that face.
Oh my God, thank you. That's a sweet. But yeah, I appreciate you. No, but like, so I get the comedian saying that because in isolation, it could appear that way. But if you actually look at the entirety of Jax and Brittany's relationship, Jax has always had these issues with Brittany. Even on Jax and Brittany Take Kentucky, when he's talking to the father about all that stuff. I watched some of it. He had all the same concerns, and this was before they were even married.
I actually came on the other day.
I just think they shouldn't have gotten married.
You know, on Peacock, if you watch a show, another show will automatically come on. Mm-hmm. That's what happened with Kentucky. And I was like, oh, and then I was like cleaning my room or something. And then I just let it run. And I was like, oh. And it was like they were all going out and all the friends were fighting. Oh my God. I would have been so annoyed if I was Jax there too. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, get me out of here.
100%.
And I love the country, but those people were annoying.
They're
super annoying. I would have been outie 5.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I like that.
Oh, wait, this one? Adam can cross the pond and sell real estate. As David Coverdale says, the English accent is the bacon to American women. Smiley face. Ooh.
That used to be the case for me. Hence 2 ex-English BFs. But yeah.
Thank you, ALW. And the whole and the package total. Thank you, ALW. Yes, I appreciate that.
When I give you serious compliments, I'm gonna say Candace. Just kidding. But like, yeah.
You can. Just don't call me Candace Dillard now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we don't want you to be associated with that girl who's
who's happily pregnant. Mazel.
Yeah, with that hobo husband of hers, yeah.
Oh my God.
You hate him.
I like Mike. I like Chris.
I don't mind Chris either, but he just hates him because English people are just way more dressy than Americans. And then
he just looks like he doesn't care about himself and wants to be like
Maryland dudes are particularly terrible dressers. Trust me, I lived there. I grew up there. I lived there for 25 years or 20 years. I don't know. I can't do math right now. But like it's pretty devastating when it comes to dudes, and it's actually just terrible fashion all around, even the women, as we know. But
I mean, Giselle was the giveaway for that one,
right? I mean, that was like people dead serious think they're like the highest fashion possible, and they look like Giselle, and it's like really sad. But love you guys down there. I love you. I'm just
yeah, no shade to you people there, but
I'm like hearing myself talk. I'm like, what are you saying? But yeah, you but Americans particularly. I remember the first time I went to London. I had a friend from Dublin. She was like, "Girl, I just want to let you know that you need to pack like whatever you think you're packing. You need to amp it up, dressier, because English people and just like Irish people and everyone over there, they're just naturally way more like they just dress more formal almost.
I mean, I'm not judgmental, but like at least kind of care about the clothes that you put on. Like that's what I'm saying.
I'm obsessed. This is like a personal style thing for me. I'm obsessed with blazers.
You
Like,
do
I actually
love a blazer. Candy.
I
I noticed that.
a
You love
blazer,
an
especially like
oversized blazer.
oversized blazer. You don't understand.
I've seen.
Went on a haul today and I got so many oversized blazers. It's insane.
Where do you get them from?
I like to get them from usually like a Ralph Lauren or a
Ralph Lauren, you know your stuff.
Or a Burberry's really
I used to be obsessed with vintage. I have like a couple
London
that are like
Fog.
vintage.
You can get some good vintage ones from like a consignment shop or like different online stores has like really good ones too. But I am obsessed with an oversized blazer, and I got
obsessed
so many today.
No, you could tell you
like
love
you
them.
Don't understand. I got so many today, and my mom was like, my mom clowns me. Like, you don't understand. Like,
But you usually wear neutral ones. Do you have any like colorful ones that you wear with black or like whatever?
Roast me. I got some not colorful ones. I did get some good like beige ones. I got this really pretty.
You love a neutral oversized.
I love a neutral. I love a neutral oversized blazer. I got some really good beige ones. I got this really beautiful like dark tweed one, and I got these other ones. Oh, I got one from Nautica, and I also got some from it's a fashion brand.
You don't know Nautica? It's like basically like old school, like Ralph Lauren almost. It's like
And I
think it's like, but are they like oversized? Or do you get like male ones? Sometimes I get like a man one if I like want it oversized, right?
Ooh.
I only ever get ones for men. Are you crazy? But I also like to get boys because I'm so short.
Because you're a whittle.
I'm tiny.
Kimberly's nightclub story was interesting. Oh yeah, Natasha was like, "What's a nightclub?
What's a nightclub?"
Oh my god, don't remind me. Kimberly has my back, so I don't want to hear it. I'm like, okay, it's time travelers.
What's a nightclub?
What's a nightclub?
What's a nightclub? Is that
like a nightclub, you guys?
Is that like a pub or something? Like, what's that?
No, we say club or we say like bar. Like we don't say nightclub. It's not 1977.
Yeah, you were like living in the.
It's a nightclub.
You were in the Tudor times or something. Like I don't know.
Okay, I'm done. Moving on. Kimberly, why'd you even bring that up? I'm mad at you.
Thank you, Kimberly, for your German. Candy and I were on fire. Banter was there. We were like, what language are they? Do they not know what a nightclub is? Oh my god.
Like, I'm officially mad at you, Kimberly. Anyway, so like let's move forward.
Yeah.
What were we saying? Yeah, so Janet can't stand her.
I can't stand
her face. I can't stand her face.
I can't stand her voice. Weaselly ass husband Jason either. He
can't stand him.
Soul.
Such a beta.
He's such
weasel's a good word.
He's such like a little weasel. Like, you guys, like, well, you know, like what did he say? He was like, well, like, you know, like the some benefit cost of holding a baby. But it's just like, shut up. We all know you're an attorney or an accountant or whatever. Stop
he comes across as like a nerd or something.
I was just going to say, it's giving dork.
When your
it's
profession
dork that went to the gym.
When your profession is your personality, it never lands.
No. And it's always annoying.
It's always annoying.
That's why,
he's
that's why we've been saying for years
that's
why we've been saying for years that Wendy from Potomac needs to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's always annoying. Never fails. Will 100% be annoying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just can't stand her. She's just a snaky snake. Her energy is so terrible. Like, I feel like I've been around people like her before.
Is she worse
and
than
maybe
Kristen?
I'm feeling triggered. I don't know. But like,
I think she's worse than Kristen, because at least Kristen's crazy is
I think
in your
Kristen deep
face.
down has I think crazy Kristen is just crazy. It's like she's just
No, it's
crazy
crazy,
sometimes,
trashy
but she's
Kristen.
not like a bad person, you know?
Yeah.
But this girl has like a sneaky, manipulative, weird little like.
And Kristen isn't like a snake. She's just like,
No,
she talks out of pocket, but she's not like a liar.
she's
She's not
careless.
conniving.
Yeah, she's careless.
Yeah,
And
she's careless. And she's
and
clearly the scapegoat of the season. And I'm
they're full on
mad.
going to ice her out now. They're like, Jan's like, I for one will
I don't want to
not be.
bring, I don't buy. And it's just like, well, you wouldn't be on this show without Kristen. So
Yeah,
humble
so why don't you
yourself.
sit down, sweetie?
And I personally, for my people, like Jasmine, I can't stand her, and it really
I can't
hurts my
stand her
heart.
either.
It really hurts my heart. Like
I have high hopes for her.
like
Damn, dude,
like
that's
I'm
disappointing.
Tyra. Like I was rooting for you. Like
As soon as I
ugh,
heard her
I
voice
can't
and how she
stand
was
Jasmine.
talking, I was just like, nope. No.
I just
It's
I don't
very
like
braggy and fake.
I don't like people who are two-faced like that.
Yeah, me
Who
neither.
it's like,
So
oh,
who-
you play, it's like you act like you're Kristen's friends, but behind her back, you're plotting against her. You're making other alliances. You're
They
talking
think
about her
they're
like a
making
dog.
Kristen look bad, but
They're
they're
making
making
themselves
themselves look bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So who from the show,
Because
as
we're
I
like,
haven't watched it
we
yet, I'm going to
see
give
how
it a chance
two-faced you
soon.
are. You
Yeah.
use Kristen to get on a show, and now you're all using her because you know she's emotional and reacting, and you're going to use her as the scapegoat and
Yep.
like plot this whole thing against her. You guys are dirty snakes. Bye.
Yeah.
So other than the trashy three that we already knew of,
Mhm.
who is like the MVP?
Hey, Miss Dugan. I don't. It's tough because I don't think there really is an MVP because unless it's Jesse, maybe I would. If I had to say an MVP, I would say Jesse.
Actually,
because
Jesse is bringing the drama.
I would say
He's-
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the guy who used to be on Zach and Cody? What's his name? Danny or something?
Yeah,
I like Danny and Nia, and I want them to get off the show because I want to like protect them at all cost.
Well, they're about to move, so hopefully they will.
Yeah, I don't see them coming back, and Nia needs to work on her like mental health and a safe space and everything for her.
I want them to have a good marriage.
Like she couldn't get through a scene because she started crying because she basically was just like, "This is a bunch of bullshit." And I have real problems. And so
Michelle like tried to talk like her typical trash, and she's like, "I'm literally like feel like I'm dying."
Yeah, she's like, I'm getting it. She's
that.
like, I'm making it moment to moment. She's like, I am depressed.
She's like,
and I am
I'm
making it
barely
moment to
hanging on
moment.
by a thread.
She's
and you
like,
wanted
I
me
don't
to
see
talk
the
about
light
that
at
BS?
the end of the tunnel. I'm not about to sit here and talk about Kristen Doty.
And like, frankly, Michelle, you should be talking about better things. Like, you have like stop lying about having a marriage and like stop lying about cheating on your husband when he's trying to like keep the fam together. Like, you have more important stuff to worry about than trying to throw Kristen under the bus.
I want to know if Michelle and Jesse. I even as much as I love Jesse, I want to know if they were already totally separated before they started filming the show.
I think they were, to be honest.
I think they were fully separated before they started filming the show.
So do I.
And I think they came on the show to get divorced, which pisses me off because then I'm like, Jesse, I was rooting for you. But if you were 100% separated, then like you're part of this problem.
I think when they first got hired for the show, they weren't. But then before they started shooting, it happened. And they decided to keep it under wraps and just proceed for the sake of the check.
I think they were before. I think they were.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I think even before that.
Oh,
like I don't think that they got cast, then broke up, then started filming. I think that they were already broken up.
So you think everyone is acting too and pretending to be shocked?
No, I don't think because I don't think they're all as close as they say they are.
True. That is so true.
Right? So I don't think that, because usually when two people get separated, they don't necessarily do a Facebook post. So it's not like everybody knows. But Jax said that before filming started, Jesse told him about how bad it was in their marriage, which means that it was bad way before even that. Because by the time it gets to the people that you are kind of cool with, but not super close with, you're about to sign the divorce papers. Like, it's about to go down. I think that Michelle and Jesse have been separated for a very long time. Only certain people in their inner circles knew that. Not, I don't mean Kristen. I don't think anybody they're actually filming with is their true inner circle. I think that Jax and Jesse probably every couple of weeks met up for a pickup game. You know, maybe they went to some birthday parties. I don't think that they're as close as they're pretending they are on the show. Especially not Jason. Obviously not Luke. And not even Danny that much. To me, this seems like a gig for Danny. And I think that they wanted to be on the show, so they lied to everybody. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right.
I think Jesse may have been in a little bit of a denial, but I think it was happening and it was going down because Michelle is
there was a shell of a chance that they could
brazen.
Come back.
And the fact that Kristen said that Michelle had a boyfriend for an entire year, they were not for, like, come on. She said for an entire year.
Oh, the comedian brought that up. Because remember before when we were discussing it, she was like, I'm sorry, what morals? Like, you're going to come at everyone else for cheating and you're going to be okay. Cheating is cheating. See, I don't understand people that I don't trust people that have this, like, selective rage. Like, I'm only angry if, like, it's not my team. Like, that's not real morals. That's not real integrity for me. Like I said, anyone could get the smoke. Like, wrong is wrong, right is right. That's it.
Yeah, and, like, honestly, when it comes to the Valley, I'm rooting for the men, except for Jason. Like, Luke is a bit...
Yeah, like
Luke is still a serial killer, but I'm rooting for him and Kristen because he's at least really good to her. I'm Team Jax when it comes to Jax versus Brittany. I'm sorry, but I am. I'm on Jax's side. For better or for worse, I know, but for better or for worse, he is actually the voice of reason, and he's actually being very vulnerable. He's like, listen, I'm struggling. He's like, I don't know how to handle all of this, like being a parent, being a husband, you know, our finances, now all this stuff going on. And he talks about his mental health, but nobody actually gives him any compassion about it. It's just like, oh, Jax is horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's just like,
complaining
stop.
What? Like,
yeah,
he's mean to Brittany. Brittany's an angel. Brittany's not an angel.
And it's like, she's not an angel. And, like, the truth is, Jax is being very vulnerable. And he's like, listen, this is what my brain is doing. This is what I'm struggling with. This is what is going on. And he's trying to be honest. And him saying to his wife, hey, don't drink so much where you black out and puke and you're puking all day and you're sick when you've already had all these problems. And she's like, well, you party with your friends. Doesn't matter. Like, that's not the actual point, you know?
The fact that she wasn't able to grasp that was like,
yeah. And Jesse versus Michelle. Galore. I'm obviously Team Jesse. I think Michelle has been cheating on him since day one. She was never in love with him. She settled for him. She thinks she's too good for him. And she's disrespectful as hell.
Yeah, she's completely disrespectful. And, like,
disrespectful.
I don't know what it is.
Like, if I'm married to someone, I would never call him a douchebag to somebody else and then have that person feel so emboldened to say it to his face.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is disgusting. If I don't like my husband, just get divorced, but you don't have to disrespect somebody like that.
Yeah, you're not going to embarrass them and disrespect them. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I can just tell by looking in, like, people's faces. And Michelle just has, like, a nasty look on her face. Like, her eyes look really dark. And, like, not because they're brown, like, they just look dark. Like, there's some, like, I don't get good energy from her at all. And it's like, she seems like you said, like, she has a very nasty spirit.
A very nasty spirit. Very nasty.
Like, it's very, like,
is she like anything like
to the point where I might cross the street if I ever walked by her? You know what I mean? Like, it's that nasty. I'm, like, getting a
very
terrible
nasty.
Vibe.
Does she look anything like that woman who wanted to kind of be like the CEO of the agency on Buying Beverly Hills?
No. No, she looks like a.
Because that woman who wanted to like coach Mauricio's daughters.
She
was
almost
a bit
looks
mad.
like a tall Selma Hayek with like a thinner face.
Ooh.
But not as
Ew.
cute, but not as cute, and like a permanent mean mug on her face.
Yeah.
Like a really bad resting. And sometimes I can, but I don't really think it's like I look mean. I just look like I even though I'm American Eastern European, but I still think I inherited the like Eastern European kind of look where I'm not smiling, where it's like don't F with me kind of look. Like I don't look like mean or
No,
like ugly, but like you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I feel like this is weird, but like I feel like my personality and like mannerisms is kind of if Gwyneth Paltrow and Cillian Murphy had a
Wait,
child,
where is this going?
it would be
That's
me.
very, very interesting.
Like that is my
I
like
was not expecting that.
I know you guys weren't, but like that is my actual like personality and like facial expressions. It's like if Gwyneth Paltrow and Cillian Murphy had a love child.
I actually just was talking to my coworker today.
Yeah.
I was looking out the window and as someone was like I don't know, it was like this random stranger and I accidentally made eye contact with them. But as I was looking, I think I was like looked like I was like scowling at them and I really didn't mean to. And I was laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize." I was like, "I really need to check my face." Because I'm pretty sure that stranger outside just thought I was like literally like peering at them outside the window, scowling at them. Can you imagine? You're like, "What the hell?" Like,
what the hell?
What the hell?
what the hell?
What the hell?
But yeah, like I have a really bad I don't always recognize my facial expressions. And I have a terrible, terrible poker face. Similar. So I definitely like recognize what you're saying about the Cillian Murphy because I love when he like gives Prince Harry that dirty look. I'm obsessed.
Obsessed.
Love
But
it
it's
so
like-
much.
Not Prince. Oh, not Prince
it's
Harry.
not
I don't
actually-
even mention that guy. Oh god.
No, Prince Harry.
No, he's standing up. Well,
it's
Irish have
with,
this
it's
tradition.
with Prince Harry.
They have this tradition of keeping their hands in their pocket because the Irish can't stand the monarchy. But to be fair, he was smiling to his face as he was doing it, and as soon as he looked away, the look on his face was so good. I loved it. Loved it. But yeah, like when he's bored, he can't hide it either in interviews. It's the best.
Yeah, it's like
you should
it's
YouTube
like,
Cillian Murphy facial expressions on interviews and stuff. It's great.
yeah, like it's like we have the same disposition where it's like we don't suffer fools, and it's really hard to.
I'm the same exact
fake
way.
it. Like I cannot suffer a fool. I
and
can't
I'm really
do it.
bad at small talk, like fake small talk.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, we don't care about this, and I don't want to tell you stuff about me. You don't even care about me. What are you gonna do? Like, take this and use it to gossip? No, thank you. Like when I was in my hometown, if you run into someone, I'm like, I would avoid them. I'd be that person that was literally ducking because I can't stand that fake small talk. I'm like, we don't like each other. Like, I'll say hi. Or if I get a bad vibe, like I'm walking past a person, I'm not gonna smile just to be nice. Like, sorry, that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me.
That's not you.
I am dead.
Oh.
That's not you.
That's not you.
That's not her, guys. It's not her.
But I was shocked when I realized that like me and Gwyneth Paltrow have very, very similar personalities. And I never would have thought that because I like didn't really like think that of
In
her.
what ways? Because I don't really remember her.
I'm like really into like Goop. And so I like watched like her TikToks and her Instagram. Goop.
What's that?
Goop is her lifestyle brand. GOOP. Goop.
Okay, I know Gwyneth Paltrow, but I didn't know.
Yeah, Goop, Goop. That's like her lifestyle brand. Like I'm obsessed with Goop. So I got really into it. And so I would like
It's
watch
so
their
overly
like
priced though. Like it's so annoying.
I love Goop. So like I would like watch her like videos and her little TikToks. And then when she did the whole trial for like the skiing accident.
Oh, I like that.
And I watched I didn't watch all of it, but I watched like
She was
enough
on
of
point
it.
in that though.
She was so on point, and like I was just like, I would be the same. I'd be like, because he like ran
No,
into
you were
me,
really good,
and
Candy.
it would
What
be
I
like
like about
his
you.
fault. And I was like, oh my god, like
No, I love
she's
that.
like my twin.
No, you are really good at that. Like I always admire that about you. When it's time to snap, like to stack up and like tighten up, and like when to like let someone know, like you let them know, but you do it in the way where you like it's like, oh, I'm about to like put on my professional voice, and you're about to feel real dumb, and it's here we go, and you turn it on just like that. Like if I want to do that, I'd have to take a minute and like think about it. But you're like, no, it's like in your back pocket at any moment, and it's ready to go. So don't even try it.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then at the end, it's just like, and I wish you well. Like that's just like Gwyneth and I are very, very similar. Like we have very similar like personalities and like temperaments. And I didn't realize, like, I don't know, like I've never seen a person where I was like, oh my gosh, we have the same personality. Like she's really funny. And like how she interacts with like her mother is very similar to like how I interact with like my mother. So it was just really cool. And I was watching all like her stuff because I had never seen her. Thank you so much, SS says, hey Candy, great show. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you. Because I had never seen Gwyneth Paltrow's like personality before.
Me neither. Like
I've only ever known her as like, oh, she dated Brad Pitt and she was an actress and like all of that. And like her father was like Bruce Paltrow and her mother is Blythe Tanner, like all that stuff. But then when I really got into Goop and I started seeing stuff and like the trial, I was like, oh my God, like Gwyneth and I would be like best friends. Like she just reminds me of like my friends. Like she just reminds me of like my friend group.
I don't know anyone who has my personality. And I'm not saying that to be cool. I'm saying that like I almost feel left out. Like,
wait, no, Natasha, you were born cool.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, you were born cool.
What's born cool?
Remember when Lala and Ariana were fighting? And Lala was like, yeah, just be so cool. And then Ariana was just like, I am so cool. I was born cool. And that's like one of her like
I thought you were saying
catchphrases now.
Okay, this is how ridiculous I am. I thought you were saying boink qual. Like that
no,
was a
you know
word.
what it is.
Not born cool. I thought you were saying like boink qual, like that was like almost like a French word or something. Like Garbaggio.
I'm fancy, but like no, because I had a cough drop in my mouth.
Oh.
So you were born cool.
I'm not trying to say that, but like I kind of feel that way. I'm sorry.
No, you are. You were born cool.
I mean, obviously everyone on this panel is hip, like, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
well,
but sometimes I also feel like that about the way I
low-key...
look too. I'm like, I wish I had people like always tell me who I look like. I'm like, that's not who I look like at all.
I don't look like anybody.
Although someone sent me this video of this English girl dancing one time, and they're like, Natasha, I 100% thought that was you, and I looked at it and I actually got frightened. I'm sure.
Don't be mad at me, Natasha. Don't be mad at me.
Oh, where's this going?
You promise you'll still like be my friend?
Wait, do you even know what I look like, Candy?
No, I've never seen you before.
I'm gonna send you a picture.
Send me a picture. Send me a picture. No, don't be mad at me. But when you said a video of you dancing, I was like, I bet you Natasha dances like Joe.
Don't be mad at me. I'm actually really good. I have rhythm to the point where I don't trust people.
That's why I was like, don't be mad at me.
Don't, because I'm born cool, remember?
Like, be my friend. Still be my friend.
We have to be born with rhythm. Hello. That doesn't even make sense.
I just saw like Joe like dancing the jig, like popped in my head.
Ew, no way. I have rhythm to a point where I don't trust people who don't have rhythm. I'm like, what are you listening to? Like, why are you moving like that?
Andy like just low-key offended Natasha on all levels.
I'm not offended.
No,
I'm
don't
just
be
like,
offended. Don't be
that's
offended.
wrong.
I don't know. I just kind of got the like
Because I'm self-deprecating and I am clumsy
Yes.
sometimes, but that doesn't mean it. See, I'm very layered, and a lot of the layers contradict one another, so that's why I'm very complex.
Oh wow. Are you multifaceted?
Brr.
Multi-layered?
I'm
Super
an onion,
complex?
but like,
Born cool?
I was
I'm see,
born.
see, I
Yeah.
Is
feel like
that
the girls that
who is
say
that?
that
That's Natasha.
overuse it, and then like for people that really are, it's like okay, it's like empath. It's like no, I really am one. Like it's kind of annoying to be one, to be honest. Kind of sometimes wish I wasn't.
It is a lot. It is a lot. A lot of times when I create boundaries with people, they take it like as I'm being like
It's a gift and a
standoffish.
curse.
Yeah, like I'm being like standoffish or
It's not easy.
snotty or something. It's like, no, I'm not being any of those things.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
just
on the
only
left.
okay.
I'm
I
sending you
am
a picture.
just
I'm on the left.
okay. Send it to me.
I did.
Okay, I'm looking. Oh my God, you're gorgeous.
Stop.
You really are. So pretty. I feel like we are friends, but I feel like we are like friends.
Ew, if I wasn't cute, you would be like, we're just online friends.
I mean, if you weren't cute, then like we could be online friends, but like I don't know if we're going to brunch.
Yes,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're not
I'm kidding.
really kidding.
No, I am. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was me. That was my Paige DeSerbo impersonation.
Yes.
Page to surface.
You're like, we're
Yeah.
just online friends.
We're just, yeah, you know, we're just like virtual buddies.
What was I going to say? Loki, it's getting late my way. But it's been nice
I
chatting
know.
with you
I have to
guys.
do
I
my
know.
nighttime routine.
And
Okay, you guys.
I'm glad you stopped being the head teacher after we stopped talking about Vanderpump Villa.
Okay, sorry. I had to like reel it in.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
glad we
fucking
also
me.
got the difference between Wolf and Wolf. That was good.
As
You know
well as
what,
reality
Adam?
versus documentary series.
You know what,
It was a
Adam?
school day.
Since
Yes,
I
Candy.
am your Woman Crush Wednesday,
Yes.
your WCW, I can pronounce anything how I want to.
Fair
That is
play.
true.
And
That
I
is
wish
true.
you well.
And if
Yes. Ooh.
guess what, guys? I wish you all well. Good night.
Good night, Natasha. I love you. Mwah.
Night. Much love.
Good night, Adam. I love you. Mwah. And shout out to everybody in the chat box. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to ST, my mod, for holding me down. Tay Tay, thank you so much for being a channel member. Thank you, Chocolate Chunks, for being a channel member, and welcome back. Hey, ALW, what is up, sweetheart? And who else? Don't want to miss anybody? Miss T, Chocolate Chunks, DGF, Irene, everybody. Love you guys so much. All right, you guys, as always, take care of yourself and each other. I love you and be safe. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. If you want to shop our merch, check out everything listed down below. We have a podcast, we have merchandise, we have courses, we have a newsletter. We got a ton of stuff, so check out everything listed down below in the chat box, or the description box, rather. All right, you guys. Mwah. I love you. Yay. Chocolate Chunks, welcome back. We missed you, sweetheart. Bye, Kimberly. We love you. All right, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.